Hello and welcome to Owlerton Stadium, where tonight we have a War of the Roses clash between Sheffield Tigers and the Belle Vue Aces. Yeah, good evening from Sheffield on this bank holiday Monday, and as is tradition on a bank holiday, these two teams met earlier today at the National Speedway Stadium. Here's Dave Rowe with the report.
Belle Vue confirmed their playoff place with a win at Ipswich on Thursday. The race for top spot saw them 4 league points behind Sheffield heading into this bank holiday double. The Aces led 21-15 after 6 heats thanks to a hat-trick of 5-1s, but the Sheffield response came via Josh Pickering, who was outstanding in Heat 7. Pickering in yellow got the better of home captain Brady Kurtz with a strong move on the second bend. Belle Vue edged themselves 8 points clear, but Sheffield always posed a threat, and Heat 10 was the race of the day. Dan Bewley in red, Norwich with Dawn in blue for the Aces, going up against Chris Holder in white and Pickering in yellow. Pickering continued his sensational performance and actually saw him go unbeaten from his first 5 rides, but he really had to fend off the Aces duo, getting the better of Norwich with Dawn in the early stages, and then Dan Bewley came charging hard down the inside, and again Pickering saw him off for another race victory. With strong support from Jack Holder, an away win was still a possibility. The Tigers got the deficit down to just 2 points, meaning a last heat decider. Belle Vue went with Ben Cook in red and Beauty in blue for Heat 15, up against Pickering and Jack Holder, and the home side got off to a fantastic start. This time there was no way through for Pickering despite his best efforts, and the Aces took the 5-1 to move to within 2 points of the Tigers in the league table. A pulsating meeting overall. It finished Belle Vue 48, Sheffield 42.
And after that lunchtime meeting, this is how the standings read. Sheffield Tigers top the table with 38 points. Belle Vue in second on 36. Leicester third on 34. Ipswich and fourth on 34 as well. So we know your playoff teams. We obviously just don't know the order they're going to finish in. Oxford Spires, Kingsland Stars, Birmingham Brummies are not making the playoffs this season. And we are joined by Calvin Tayton and Scott Nichols. And Calvin, being the team player that you are, sir.
Absolutely, yeah.
You were in Manchester earlier today.
Yeah, quite proud of myself, actually, to be perfectly honest, to go and watch the meeting for some time.
And didn't get paid for it?
No, absolutely, it wasn't working. I'd rather say I wasn't working. No, it was a smashing meeting, an afternoon meeting, and closely contested, hotly contested. Sheffield got off to a good start, but the home team got back in it. And then that man, Josh Pickering, who is flying right now, sort of inspired the troops. And it went right down to Heat 15. It was a really good watch.
It should be a tasty return fixture. Picco's just in absolute form, isn't he?
He is indeed. And he's a real character. They were booing him, and he was loving it, and just racing his socks off out there. It was good to watch.
Well, Scotty, the story really of that table that we've just seen is the contrasting fortunes. You've ridden for Ipswich so much this season. They've topped the table for so much of the season and just so badly hit by injuries at the wrong time.
Oh, massive. You have to feel for them. Like you say, they lose Jason Doyle early in the season, and then to lose Emil late in the season where their hands are really tired on what they can do. And you know, you think as well that they're the top 2 in the averages. I mean, it's like, how do you replace those guys? And
totally different picture for Leicester Lions.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, they started slowly. I thought they had a good-looking, solid-looking team pre-season. They missed out last year. We're looking at Ipswich, obviously a tough times for them with Sheffield coming through on Monday. This is now Leicester, where they've got to get the better of the Oxford Spires. But I've got to say that Leicester have really kicked into gear, and they are a team to be feared right now. They've got a good, experienced team with plenty of British experience. And when they signed those guys from Wolverhampton, I fancied them. They didn't really get going straight away, but right now, Luke Becker's going good. Yeah. Ryan Douglas.
Yeah.
Ryan Douglas is going well as well.
Dougie Lampkin.
No. I thought they might sign him, but they decided to go with Ryan.
But they've just hit form, Calv, at the right time. Momentum is all theirs.
Absolutely, it's vital, and we've seen it so many times, and they are a team to be feared.
Yeah. Well, the other meeting that is taking place this evening is at Perry Bar, Birmingham, looking to end their losing streak against a patched-up Witches side. Here's Dave Rowe with the team news.
Well, you have to have real sympathy for Ipswich. Their team currently decimated by injuries. They've now lost a hat-trick of home matches against the 3 sides who have also reached the playoffs. Jason Doyle out, Emil Saifudinov out, Anna Mellis not yet fit to return, and Keenan Rue is also missing tonight after crashing out of Thursday's defeat to Belle Vue. This week, the Witches have 2 fixtures against bottom club Birmingham, who have lost their last 12 Premiership matches. In fact, their last victory came against Ipswich some 3 months ago. It really has been a tough season at Perry Bar, but the club are keen to go again next year. So the Witches tracking aside, packed with guests tonight. Only Danny King, Dan Thompson and Jordan Jenkins available from their regular lineup. But Richard Lawson and Sam Masters should give them plenty of firepower as they make guest appearances. Troy Batcher at number 4 had a spell with Birmingham in the Championship last season. The Brummies have their own issues. They're without both their Polish riders. Piotr Pawlicki told the club he didn't want to be involved, and Victor Lampard is out with illness. They've got Simon Lambert answering the call to guest. Let's see if Freddie Lindgren can inspire a rare home victory. At Perry Bar, it's Birmingham against Ipswich.
Dave, thank you. Well, Scotty is with the captains, but before we hear from them, let's get Calvin's track report.
Always a pleasure coming to Owlerton here, the home of the champions, of course, Sheffield Tigers. I've made my way to the exit, just about the exit of turn number 4, and we get the dirtometer involved. So he's going in there. They have got a bit of a fresh dressing of material there. That is quite considerable. Quite considerable indeed. Doesn't appear to be grippy, but when you get the dirtometer involved, there is some material here. They have made an effort. Middle of the track here once again. A nice top dressing. And that's good as a rider. You'll be pleased to see that. Plenty of grip to set the bike up. Now, this is slightly different here because they haven't actually ripped the outside, but there's still dirtometer going in a fair amount, and you can see as it just comes up to the surface there that there is a decent amount of material on this track. They've obviously made quite an effort for this clash tonight. This is an old school track. It's always been quick. It's a huge, great D-shaped. And on the exit of this turn 4, coming into turn 3, you ride round through here. It is absolutely flat out. A short start and finish straight where there's plenty of grip on the start lines right from gate 1 to gate number 4, and then you roar into turn number 1. Terrific meeting earlier today between these two sides, with the Belle Vue Aces just about coming out on top in a really tense affair with it going right down to heat 15. We're hoping for something similar here tonight, but of course the home team will want revenge. The War of the Roses, not too far away.
Two captains join me now for the all-important coin toss. I'll come to Sheffield captain first, Kyle Howarth. Kyle, War of the Roses, you kept it close at Belle Vue this morning, looking for redemption this evening.
Yeah, we just let it slip, obviously, in heat 15, but good effort at Belle Vue to run them really close. New meeting tonight at Sheffield on our home turf, so yeah, redemption, and want to get the job done.
And you're sitting top of the league, obviously want to try and stretch that lead and finish top come playoff time.
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, that's the main goal is to get into the playoffs, but well, we've got the opportunity to finish top, why not take that? Definitely
so. Dan Bewley, standing captain for the Belle Vue Aces. They kept you close today. We come to the coin toss. Am I right in saying that Sheffield is one of those places where winning the coin toss can be quite important for gate choice?
I think it used to be, but I feel like the last few meetings here, I don't know if that's changed or not, so I'm not sure what they're picking now.
I don't want to pick up a little trade secret. I think there's some fresh dirt being chucked on, but I didn't say that. But yeah, no, but obviously you boys, you're still in the hunt to finish top of the league, so still lots to race for.
Yeah, we've got tonight and Wednesday left, and if we win those, we can finish top. But you know, Sheffield can finish top. It's all pretty close.
Right, well, let's get this toss down. I'm going to get you to coil. Dan.
Heads, please.
Dan calls heads, and it comes down tails. So Kyle, it's your choice.
The boys want 1 and 3.
Okay, there you have it. The Sheffield Tigers choose 1 and 3, heat 1. Good luck, boys.
Scotty, thank you. Well, there's a good crowd here tonight. There was a good crowd at the National Speedway Stadium at lunchtime as well. It is a classic local derby. It is the War of the Roses, and we're almost ready to go racing. Now, joining Calvin this evening is Ollie Allen in the commentary box. Let's join the fellas now.
Thanks very much, Abby. Should be quite a cracker, this. It was a super meeting this afternoon, and Jake Mulford makes his way out onto the track for the Belle Vue Aces. Didn't have a great afternoon, in truth. He had some clutch problems, and they were working furiously on the bike. I do hope that they have resolved those issues, and he's in for a better night. Now, this man, Antivulis, Ollie, he had a great afternoon and quite a signing for the Aces.
Yeah, he's been a very good signing for them, and someone that not a lot of people in the UK would have known much about, but he's done well. Great signing for Belle Vue.
Ben Cook, solid as a rock he was this afternoon, coming into heat 15 with Brady Kurtz suffering with those injuries. And Ben Cook is a flyer. He really can wind it on. Keep an eye out for him. Jamin Leedsey, another Australian. He can go great guns as well. If he gets off the start, he generally is a hard man to peg back. big night expected from these aces, with Brady Kurtz being out injured. Of course, rider replacement in use tonight. Now, Norbert Bladorn is my rider to watch this evening. The young German is quite a fan favourite. He can really wind it on, and I expect him to go very well here this evening, and quite possibly, arguably, the best rider in the world right now, Dan Bewley. Another fabulous performance from him this afternoon. He really is riding out of his skin at the moment, and they will need another big performance from the standing captain this evening. Now, Joe Thompson comes in to replace the injured Dan Gilks tonight. Gilks is still suffering with a bad eye. He's got a particular problem with it, so we send him our very best wishes. But Joe Thompson comes in as the rising star to replace him this evening. Jason Edwards, who has been part of the Sheffield Tigers lineup for a while now. Jason going along pretty nicely. A big night ahead, of course. They will use rider replacement at number 5 for the injured Ty Woofenden. Josh Pickering, well, he is flying, and his performance earlier today was exemplary. We saw him last week where he rode fabulously well as well. He really is in a rich vein of form right now. Josh Pickering. Chris Holder also going along very nicely indeed. Back in British Speedway. 36 years of age now, but still riding as well as ever. Particularly here at Owlerton, Ollie. He has been superb.
Yeah, we've seen him here once this year already. Fantastic form round here, like you said, and also very good away at Ipswich last week.
Indeed he was. Now, my man to watch for the Tigers is Carl Howarth. It's a big night for them with rider replacement. They want to overturn the aces here this evening, and Carl Howarth, the captain. Let's keep an eye on him this evening to see how he goes. And Jack Holder, of course, the number 1, the Grand Prix star, leads the team, and it will be quite a match with him and Bewley throughout the evening. Now, they are the two teams, and let's make our way back down to the pits with Abby.
Kelv, thank you. Well, they're your two teams. That are hotly contested match this evening is the War of the Roses, of course. Now, the hashtag, I'm getting it right recently, so I'm on a bit of a roll. This evening it is She-Belle. I should get that right as well. She-Belle, still have to look just in case. But get your questions in, and I will ask Scotty right at the end of the programme. OK, it is Sheffield Tigers versus Belle Vue Aces, and it's coming up after this. Welcome back to Owlerton Stadium here in the heart of Sheffield. Before we get cracking with Heat 1, for Speedway fans, it's a big week. It's round 8 in the Speedway Grand Prix Series. We're in Wroclaw, and can Dan Bewley do what he did a couple of years ago? Win in Cardiff and win at his home track at Wroclaw. That's this Saturday, 5:30 on Eurosport 1. The FIA World Endurance Championship is Lone Star Le Mans. You can catch the action from Austin, Texas. And the World Superbikes, it's round 8 for them also, and they're in Manicourt, 7th to the 8th of September. Live sport for everyone on Discovery Plus and on Max. But here in Sheffield, it is time for Heat 1. Your commentators this evening, Ollie Allen. First, Calvin Tatum.
Thank you very much, Abby. Yeah, it should be quite a tussle, this. It is a blow for the Belle Vue Aces that Brady Kurtz is not here. He's been in such stunning form this season, but injuries have come to him at vital moments of the season. He rode superbly well in the Speedway of Nations, of course, but clearly he is suffering. Rode this afternoon, but feeling those injuries he sustained, not last weekend, but the weekend before on the continent. Not quite sure exactly what they are, but they do believe, I think it's a culmination of the incident just catching up with him. So heat number 1, Dan Bewley is out here, and good tussle here right from the get-go. Heat number 1, Carl Howarth will go from the inside in the blue helmet colour. Norbert Bladorn, gate number 2 in yellow. Jack Holder coming out of gate number 3 in red, and Dan Bewley off the outside in white. Two Grand Prix riders here, Ollie, and Jack Holder and Dan Bewley. It's always a little bit of rivalry there because they're both in the Grand Prix as well. They do go for it.
Yeah, they do. Both in the Grand Prix, both having good seasons, and also that Great Britain-Australia rivalry is always there, always has been, and that adds a little bit of extra needle to any time they meet up.
Indeed it does. Sheffield Tigers, of course, are the champions. They're trying to retain their title. They're doing okay. They're at the top of the table right now. We're just just moments away, really, from the playoffs. And they are there. Can they do it again? Fabulous performance against the Ipswich Witches here, of course, last season. So a good crowd in. The War of the Roses. Plenty of rivalry between these two teams. The Belle Vue Aces got the better of the Tigers earlier today. Can the home team now replay the compliment and turn them over here at Owlerton this evening? Heat number 1, green light is on, tapes are up. They roar into the first corner, and it's Howard initially shows his front wheel in front. He's gone round the inside. Here comes Jack Holder into second place. Bladorn back in third, and Bewley missed out there, just got filled in the traffic going through the first turn. But Howarth out in front, firing away. Jack Holder riding around the inside as well. The Tigers on a 5-1 right now.
Yeah, brilliant start from the Sheffield boys there, and clever first bend from Jack Holder to tuck into that second place. You can see him now in second, just protecting his teammate in front, holding on to that 5-1 position. Great start for the Tigers.
Down the back straight they go. Locked together, the two home riders here. Tell you what, Bladorn's right there. He's having a good go, but Jack Holder, as you said, Ollie, riding a very good team race here, not allowing the German any chance of coming through. Bewley is tailed off at the back, but the ideal start here. Howarth and Holder coming through in flying colours in the opening race. Big 5-1 for the home team. Just what the doctor ordered for them. And a good start for Carl Howarth as well. Got off that inside gate nicely. Holder did the business in the first corner. And that settles everybody down, doesn't it, with a big 5-1 like that? There's no question there. And here's the result for you. Howarth out in front, 3 points for him. Jack Holder back in second place, 2 points. Norbert Bladorn back in third, 1 point for him. And Dan Bewley failing to score in the opening race of the night.
Here we see replay of that first race, and great start from Howarth on gate 1. Now Jack Holder here on gate 3, he does the business. He gets over Bladorn and gets into that second position, covers his teammate, and then for the whole race he rides a really clever ride. Here we see again Kyle Howarth from gate 1. Great start. That gate 1 looking very good again, as it was last time we were here. Jack Holder now on the outside. He tucks in. He misses that roost from his teammate. He tucks in onto his inside, and after that it really was an intelligent ride from Jack Holder. He had plenty of opportunities to pass Kyle Howarth, but he didn't. He did the right thing. He stayed in alongside him and really covered that first and second position, because Norwick really, he didn't let off at all. He was close behind him the whole race and looked good.
He did indeed. So a strong performance from the home team in the first race. Heat number 2 now. Reserves going head-to-head. Antivulis for the Belle Vue Aces has been a good signing. He rode extraordinarily well in the Speedway of Nations for Finland, and they signed him up. Rides for the Workington Comets in the championship as well, but he's been showing some good form at home, that's for sure. And we've got young Joe Thompson coming in here as well to replace Dan Gilks, who is still out on the sidelines. But Jason Edwards and Joe Thompson will be hoping to keep the momentum going here. But gates 1 and 3 did appear to work very well in the opening race. Did appear to be an advantage. Dan Bewley failing to score in any race these days is a touch of a surprise, and that certainly was the case in the opening race of the evening. The rider's just coming forward now. We'll run through the lineup. So Antivulis will go from the inside in the white helmet colour. Jason Edwards out of gate number 2 in red. Jake Mulford will come forward and he'll be in gate number 3 in yellow, and Joe Thompson will go from the outside in blue. Dan Bewley fancied that the starts didn't make too much of a difference, but there in the opening race it looked like gates 1 and 3 were an advantage.
It did, possibly too early to say. We'll give us a few more races and we'll get some evidence of that and see which gates are the best. But historically here, 1 and 3 certainly have been the better choice. There you can see Jake Mulford in yellow. He's just having some last-minute adjustments done to his bike, and it looks like he's going to make it to the start just in time.
Yeah, he had some issues earlier today. He still has them. There's a clutch problem there. The clutch won't disengage problem. He's going to be excluded here. He's going to run out of time, and that's desperate. That's desperate for the young man. Clearly wants to make an impression here, but looks like he's going to miss out this time. He's up by the pit gate. Yeah, the clutch won't disengage. He had exactly the same problem this afternoon. That must be very frustrating. They had the clutch off. The bike was pretty much, you can see they're having to drag it back in. It's he has got an issue there that clearly needs to be resolved. Frustrating for the young man.
Yeah, and for the team. You know, he's had all afternoon to fix it, and the mechanics and Jake haven't managed to do it. So yeah, very disappointing. But hopefully next ride he'll be good to go.
So we'll have a short delay now while we find out exactly what the Mark Lemon will wish to do. He's on his spare bike here. So the 2 minutes would have run out. So my way of thinking, he's going to probably have to go up 15 metres here as a case, because he didn't make it to the tapes before the time ran out. So he's up against it here. Yeah, that's quite unsettling. It really must be, because the same problem has reoccurred here. They must have done some work. I know they did some work on the bike, because I actually witnessed it, but there's no doubt that that problem still remains. So let's hope he has no issue with the second bike. Yeah, not aware that he can't go. They're just pointing out to him he's got to go off 15 metres. Never ideal around this fast Owlerton track. So now, we're ready now. Viewless on the inside here. Settling down, heat number 2 then. Jason Edwards is alongside Viewless there. Mulford is 15 metres behind, not 15 minutes behind, but Joe Thompson there was in blue helmet colour. Viewless has made a lovely start. He's round the inside. He gets himself to the front. Jason Edwards now charging up the inside, but Viewless has ridden nicely there to block the move. Got away smartly. Joe Thompson back in 3rd place. And of course, young Mulford trying to make an impact at the back. We're on board here and chasing Viewless down the back straight, but the Finnish rider riding nicely.
Yeah, once again, that gate 1 working well. Viewless made a good start. He's under pressure here, though, from Jason Edwards. Edwards is out in that dirt line. He's out in that deeper dirt. He's going around the outside of Viewless now. Can he make it stick down the back straight? Viewless sees him coming and stops him.
Slams the door shut, but Jason Edwards not being denied here. Having a really good go around the outside once again. Running out of room. He's just got less than a lap to go. Can he make it work now? Surely this time. Oh, it's tight down the back straight. Great effort from Edwards. He wasn't put off by the fact that Viewless slammed the door shut, and it comes through. And there's another heat advantage for the Sheffield Tigers there. 4-2. And the Tigers have got off to a fine start here. This is encouraging signs for them. I'll be pleased with that. And Jason Edwards showed a lot of resolve there. He got a little bit beaten up by Viewless. Viewless had a good look at him as well. But there's no doubt that Edwards was fired up. We were actually on board with him. Those shots we were seeing were from young Jason when he was in 2nd place. Smashing race in heat number 2. Edwards out in front, 3 points for him, 2 points for Antti Viewless. 2nd place, 3rd place is Joe Thompson, 1 point, and Jake Mulford misses out in heat number 2. Good race this, and Jason Edwards tried his heart out here.
He did. Viewless makes a good start from gate 1. Once again, that gate position's working well. Now Jason Edwards sets after him straight away, really. Moves out to that outside line, and he can sense that he's got more speed than Viewless, but every time he tried to get around him, Viewless shut the door. Here we see Jason swaps back to the inside. You'll then see him later in the race. He moves back to the outside and eventually makes the move stick. But here we see Jason out in that deeper dirt, slightly more grip out there. You can see the bike hooking up a little bit more. Viewless has a look, shuts the door. And what surprises me is that the next lap he allows him room to come round. So he knew he was there. He knew he was under pressure.
Do you think he felt guilty?
I doubt it. Did the Speedo riders feel that? I'm not sure.
But he did give enough racing room, and
did,
it was.
Yeah. And here it comes again. He has a look. He knows he's there. I think he's going out there to shut it, but Jason was just that little bit further ahead. He couldn't do it. So great ride from Jason Edwards there. He's probably not known for his overtaking. So fair play to him there.
Yeah, that's got a round of applause from Chris Holder there, who was looking on with Josh Pickering, and there in the very next race, heat number 3, is quite a lineup. Engine room of both teams here. Holder, Pickering, Lidsey and Cook. Quite a dust up when they raced each other earlier today. Holder and Pickering certainly rode very well together. They've got a good understanding, those two. There's no question about that. Ben Cook is also a rider that's beginning to get quite a reputation, really is gaining lots of experience and is improving week on week. Jamin Lidzi possibly has plateaued a wee bit this season, not quite the season he would have been looking for, but there's no doubt that he is a very useful performer, no question about that. Chris Holder, a savvy rider, did a couple of moves earlier today, and they really were a sight to behold. Line up for heat number 3, Pickering off the inside in blue, Jamin Lidzi gate number 2 in white, Chris Holder gate 3 in red, and Ben Cook goes from the outside in yellow. Josh Pickering, I've never seen him ride better, Ollie, and it's interesting, he's scoring points everywhere.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he did great at Ipswich last week, and great meeting this morning. And I see he's also going very well in Europe. I think he's just signed a contract for Lejno for next year, so he must be pulling up a few trees over there as well.
I know that he bolted a brand new engine, an Ashtec engine, in earlier today. Never ridden it before, and it absolutely flew around the National Speedway Stadium, and he was chuffed to bits with that. Always a nice touch, isn't it, when you get a brand new engine and you bolt it in, and it's exactly what you're looking for. So heat number 3, 9 points to the home team, 3 points to the Aces. A strong start here for the champions, the Tigers, who went down 48-42 earlier today. The Aces just coming through in heat 15. That's how close it was. Here we go. Of course, the Aces have got to cover Brady Kurtz. Not going to be easy. Kurtz is a big performer these days. Wish him all the best for a speedy recovery. Heat number 3, green lights on. Tapes are up. Oh, a bit of movement there, surely, but they roar into the first corner. Yeah, no surprise to see the red lights come on. Looked to me like Lidzi may have just been a little bit eager there.
Yeah, same. I thought the same. Yeah, he definitely had a little bit of movement just before the tapes went up. So
yeah,
that
whether the rider on the inside of him, Pickering, moved a touch, that can be an issue, can't it? When somebody just on the inside of you moves a fraction. Possibly.
Yeah, possibly a little bit of movement of the hand, maybe from Pickering, maybe, but yeah, it's a classic all fallback.
And it will be. I suspect that young Jamin Lidzi. Let's just have a look to see if he just moved a fraction, didn't he? And that was enough.
Yeah, and when you're in that moment and you know, all of your concentration is on those tapes, you're looking for any little movement, and as soon as something moves, you're off, and you know you're right on the edge there. So you can see why it happens.
It can be frustrating at times if you touch the tapes, that's for sure. But Jamin Lidzi didn't touch the tapes. He'll get a warning for that, which he'll carry throughout the evening, and he'll need to be well behaved. If he does something similar, then unfortunately he will be then excluded from the race. As I say, Jamin Lidzi is renowned for being a good starter. He's a fast rider. If he hits the front, he generates a lot of pace. He's a tidy looking rider as well. As I say, he hasn't quite had the consistency this year that he has last year, but with the playoffs just around the corner, he'll be hoping to hit top form now. Second time of asking for heat number 3. Pickering will go from the inside in the blue helmet colour. Lidzi alongside him in white. Chris Holder, gate 3 in red. And Ben Cook off the outside in yellow. As I say, earlier on today, these 4 really went at it, Ollie. And when you look at that lineup and the names there's no real surprise.
Yeah, it's a tasty lineup. And also, I think when you get 4 riders from the same nationality in the same race together, that always adds a little bit more spice to it.
Yeah, the Aussie Championship right here in heat number 3. All going for it. Of course, the Australian Championships are held in our winter, and they dash around to their homeland to determine who will be the national championship. Hotly contested that. There's a big meeting going on down there. I'll try and bring some more news about that. There's a fabulous open meeting being put together down under that will be very mouth-watering indeed. But right now, here we are, back to the action here at Owlerton. Tapes up in heat number 3, and we're into the first turn. And it's all about Pickering once again. Holder coming around the outside, and the Tigers are dominating here. Look at this. This is fabulous stuff from the home team. Ben Cook's back in 3rd with Lidzi out the back. But there's no stopping the Tigers in these first 3 races. They are dominating proceedings. Chris Holder out in front. The fast start in Pickering back in 2nd place. Great stuff from the home team.
Yeah, once again, that 1 and 3 working brilliantly, and Pickering gets in all sorts of trouble there on turn 3 and 4. You see him shake his head. I think he's angry with himself for making that kind of mistake. Meanwhile, Chris Holder's out in front, pulling away, looking brilliant.
Yeah, Holder has been in devastating form round Owlerton this year. He really has got it sorted out, and you can see why. Look at him go here, really enjoying himself out in front. Pickering gathered himself there. He overlocked the bike. The bike just almost turned inside out midway through, but he's recovered nicely, and the Sheffield Tigers second 5-1 of the evening, and 2 5-1s and a 4-2, and they're running away with it at this early stage, and Chris Holder delighted with that. Pickering doing the business initially away from the tapes, and Holder then being able to roar around the outside and join his teammate. And despite that issue that Pickering had, unfortunately Ben Cook was not there ready to pounce. Fans delighted with that. The champions are riding like champions in these first 3 races, no doubt about that. 14 points to 4, 10-point lead after 3 races. That is very impressive indeed. Result for you, heat number 3, Holder out in front, 3 points for him. Second place for Pickering, 2 points. Ben Cook back in third, 1 point for him, and Jamie Lindsay fails to score in heat number 3. Impressive stuff from the champions.
Yeah, really impressive. If you watch Pickering on gate 1 here in the blue helmet, makes a great start. He's clear into the first bend, and Chris Holder, he does what he needs to do. He gets there ahead of Lindsay, gets onto that outside line. Pickering looks over his shoulder, allows his teammate the space to come around. Here we see again Chris Holder from gate 3, Pickering from gate 1. Holder moves straight out to that dirt line, and Pickering's aware. He knows he's there. He picks up a little bit. He has a look. He allows Chris to move around him, and from then on, Chris Holder in front looked absolutely amazing. He just pulled away, looked really smooth. Here we see Pickering. This could be the mistake he makes. Yeah, there you see. He maybe hits a slick part of the track. He overlocks, and you'll see him here. He shakes his head. That tells you everything you need to know about Josh Pickering. He wants it so bad. He's got high standards and wants more of himself.
Indeed he does. So the end result was another 5-1, and the home team starting in fine style here tonight. Plenty of changes coming up here in heat number 4, with rider replacement in for 2 riders here, Ty Woofenden and Brady Kurtz. We've got Carl Howarth out here as a rider replacement for Woofenden. So Joe Thompson goes from the inside. Not sure. Yep, Joe Thompson on the inside in blue. Jake Mulford, gate number 2 in yellow. Carl Howarth out of gate number 3 in red, and Norrick Bladorn going from the outside in the white helmet colour. It's quite a change to the original lineup here. So yeah, plenty of work going on there. I believe it's actually Jason Edwards, not Jake Mulford. Well, that's why I'm just hesitating for a moment. So sorry for the confusion. Yep, so it is Jason Edwards there. Apologies for that. Information coming through very slowly indeed, but Jason is on the inside in the blue helmet colour. Howarth in red here, Mulford yellow. Here we go then, Bladorn on the outside, takes off. Oh my goodness, that's a start for the home team, isn't it? They've just fired themselves to the front, no red light on, so referee hasn't seen anything wrong with that. Down the back straight they go. And the home team once again out in front here, dominating proceedings. Absolutely fabulous. Carl Howarth is enjoying a super night so far. Edwards, who rode superbly well in heat number 2, he's hanging on there in second place with Bladorn chasing him. But the home team, there's just no stopping them right now.
No, not at all. Another brilliant start from gates 1 and 3. Carl Howarth, he looked to me like maybe he moved at the start a little bit. It'd be interesting to watch that back. But Jason Edwards there in second. He's under pressure from Bladorn. Bladorn looked quick in heat 1, and he's now, well, he was putting pressure on Jason Edwards, but Edwards now he's moved to that outside and looks like he's securing that second place.
He has indeed. It's tight. Bladorn is pushing on hard. He's coming up the inside. He's coming up the inside. What a move there from Bladorn. Can Edwards repay the compliment? Not quite. That was a terrific move from Laurie Bladorn, but Howarth has won at a canter. He missed all the fireworks going on behind him. Terrific ride from the captain of the Tigers out in front. Jason Edwards was there for some considerable time, but Bladorn just kept pegging away. Edwards just moved off the line and allowed Bladorn to slip up the inside there as they went into the last lap. Good start to the night for Howarth. He hasn't dropped a point to an opponent so far. He's going along okay. Jason Edwards just slipping back to third place, but another heat advantage for the Sheffield Tigers. Heat number 4, Howarth out in front, 3 points for him. Bladorn coming through strongly into second place, 2 points, 1 point for Jason Edwards, and Jake Mulford misses out in heat number 4. 18 points to 6, a handy lead.
There you see Kyle Howarth from gate 3 makes a great start. It actually looked like he moved a little bit before the tapes, but he got away with it, gets onto that outside. He clears off in the lead. Now the real battle starts between Jason Edwards and Bladorn. There we see Jason Edwards from gate 1. Great start from him. They're miles clear of the Belle Vue pairing. Kyle Howarth out onto that outside where he loves to be. We know that. He gets out onto the outside at Owlerton and he clears off now. Now here you see Bladorn, he moves up the inside of Edwards, and this was a surprise really. He got some grip right round the curb there and flew up the inside of Jason Edwards, and I think that caught Jason by surprise. I think Jason felt he was on the racing line, but Bladorn found some good grip round the inside of turns 1 and 2 and propelled himself into second place.
Smashing start for the Sheffield Tigers right now. Let's make our way down to the pits and find Abby.
Cal, thank you. Well, Carl Howarth said to Scotty Nichols on the coin toss that it's the boys that wanted gates 1 and 3. I bet he's glad that he listened to his fellow boys from the Tigers, because they have made a flying start to this meeting. It is the return leg, and at the moment they have got a big advantage. Heat 5 coming up soon. Welcome back to Owlerton Stadium. War of the Roses and the Tigers mean business. 18-6 after 4 heats. The other match taking place is at Perry Bar, and they are desperate for a win. Dave Rowe, let's get an update.
First contest here with 4 races gone. Richard Ralston defeated Frederick Lindgren in Heat 1. The Ipswich guest taking that one. They then shared 5-1s with Cameron Heaps and Jordan Jenkins being seen off by Michael Palmtoft, and Leon Flinders Birmingham took a 5-1 from Heat 2. The Witches forced back with Sam Masters and Troy Batchelor in Heat 3 against Lambert and Cook. And then we've just seen Tom Brennan with an impressive ride to win Heat 4 against Danny King and Cameron Heaps. So a 5-1 apiece so far and a couple of shared races. 4 heats gone, all square. Birmingham 12, Ipswich 12.
It's a close encounter at Perry Bar. Scotty Nichols is out on the track. Scotty, what have you got for us?
Well, I'm just going to back up what you said earlier, Abby, about gate choices and 1 and 3 being productive. In the past, gate 3 has been a bit of a graveyard here, but they put some fresh material down at the start, and to the naked eye, it doesn't look like there's an awful lot of difference. But if you look here, there's been 5 fresh ruts used, so all the boys are going off fresh, which is good. It's nice and moist down the inside. Obviously, of gate 1, you've got that shorter run to the first turn. Gate 2, to the naked eye, doesn't look too different, really. It's a little bit looser as you go out of gate 2. Gate 3 is really quite moist, quite soft here. There's lots of different places you can pack the ruts back in. But if I come to gate 4, it's a lot of material out here. There's a lot of dirt, but it's actually quite loose. Obviously, you can see right now, the start from gate 3 there, where Carl Howarth made an absolute flyer. Say gate 4, for me, it just looks a little bit loose. You've got all this loose dirt built up on the fence, and you've got the longer run into the first turn. But as things settle down, it could become productive later on. Over to you boys in commentary.
Yeah, thanks very much, Scott. And the Belle Vue Aces are on the back foot here. And the Sheffield Tigers getting off to a flying start this evening. Chris Holder and Pickering out here. It doesn't get any easier for the visitors here this evening. Dan Bewley, who had a poor opening ride, will be looking to bounce back. And they've got gates 1 and 3, the Aces, this time. So they'll be looking to try and utilise that to try and reduce the lead that the Tigers have got. It has been hugely impressive from the home team when you consider how tight it was this afternoon at the National Speedway Stadium. Gate number 5, Norwich Badorn will go from the inside in yellow. Chris Holder out of gate number 2 in red. Dan Bewley, gate 3 in white, and Pickering off the outside in blue. Big 5-1 from Holder and Pickering in their first rides. Got to say that Bewley and Norwich Badorn didn't get off to a great start in heat number 1, Ollie, because they had gates 2 and 4. But now, can they do something from gates 1 and 3? They really need to now for the Aces.
Yeah, now's the time. They need to fight back. Belle Vue haven't had a race winner yet, so they need someone to get out and start fighting back against the Sheffield boys.
Norwich Badorn almost on the infield there with his digging around and trying to make sure that he goes off a fresh bit. Right by the curb there, hoping that's going to work out. Rode strongly to get the better of Edwards last time. Back-to-back races for the German here, having taken a rider replacement ride for Brady Kurtz. Mark Lemon, tough night so far. He'll be hoping to just gently battle their way back in, get some confidence, get a race win, and all of a sudden get some belief in it. But 12 points down after the first 4 races, not the start they were looking for. Riders coming forward now. Not easy when you've got riders like Holder and Pickering in there for the home team. Here we go. Heat number 5. Will the Aces get amongst the big points this time? Green lights on, tapes are up. We're underway. Holder's made a lovely start out of gate number 2. That is just majestic, textbook stuff there from Chris Holder. Bewley coming round the outside with Badorn back in 3rd. Pickering is at the back. He hasn't been at the back in many races of late, that's for sure. But Holder, superb away from the tapes. Bewley giving chase in 2nd place, but it's going to be a hard man to peg back, Chris Holder.
Yeah, great start there from gate 2. Chris Holder throwing the form book out of the window there off gate 2, but Pickering, he's picked off Badorn at the back, and he's moved up into 3rd place. And now Bewley's having problems. Bewley looks like he's got bike problems. It's now 5-1 to the Sheffield boys.
Well, it's all going wrong here for the Aces this evening. Bewley's got drama there, the bike's packed up, and that's allowed Pickering, who was nowhere on the opening lap, got the better of Badorn, got himself up into 3rd place. And it's just one-way traffic right now. The Sheffield Tigers, the champions from 23, absolutely dominating proceedings here at Owlerton this evening. Got a feel for Bewley there. Was giving good chase to Holder. Had some sort of issue. But it allowed that man with number 4 in his back, Josh Pickering, to come through into 2nd place. And it's their 2nd consecutive 5-1. They are quite a pairing, those two. And they are totally dominant now, the Tigers. 23 points to 7. One-way traffic, as I said. And the Aces right now have got no answer to it. They really haven't. And as you say, out of gate number 2, not ideal for Holder, but he made it work. Brilliant stuff from him. So we'll bring you the result of heat number 5.
Sorry, number 5 then, sponsored by Roscoe Brown Family Solicitors. It was a win for the rider in red, Chris Holder.
So maybe we'll go with the replays first, but there's no doubt about it right now. The Sheffield Tigers, after a tough afternoon where they really had to battle hard, they are finding it a touch easier here at home in Owlerton. It really is not what we were expecting. I did feel that it would be a little closer than this, but there's no question that the boys from Sheffield are in the mood this evening. Terrific stuff, Ollie.
Yeah, it is, yeah. And what a start from Chris Holder from gate 2. Gate 2 hasn't been good. It hasn't made a start all night. So for him to get over Badorn on gate 1, who's no slouch at all, was a really good start. And here we go. Here come the results.
So the result for heat number 5, Holder out in front, 3 points. Josh Pickering in 2nd place, 2 points for him. Norwich Badorn back in 3rd, 1 point. And Dan Bewley packed up at the back, which was a hammer blow for the Aces. Nothing going right for the Aces. They were looking to try and go top of the table here this evening. Just is not working out for them in the first 5 races. We'll see it again.
Here we see Chris Holder from gate 2 in the red helmet. What a start. Textbook start, like you called it, Kel. Gets over Badorn on the inside, clears off in front, and at this point the Aces are looking good. It's a 3-3 here. At least they're sort of stemming the flow a little bit, but you see Pickering, if you watch Pickering in blue here on the outside, he doesn't make a great start from gate 4. Gate 4 hasn't been good tonight. he immediately, as soon as he can, he gets onto that outside. You can see Bladorn in third, Pickering's at the back, he moves to the outside, he gets out into that deeper dirt, and within half a lap he's passed Bladorn and he's in third place. After that he sets about after Bewley, and you can see, if you watch Bewley here in the white helmet, you can sense by the middle of this corner there's an issue. There you go, he looks back, he knows there's something wrong with his bike, it slows up, and Pickering ends up in second place, and the Tigers on a 5-1.
Yep, absolutely. Bewley just running out of steam there in heat number 5. Desperate moment for young Dan. Right, let's make our way down to the pits with
Okay, as soon as we come down to the... Let's go over here, Mark, and just make it a tiny bit quieter. It's such a close-knit pits here at Sheffield. Look, this has been a tough start for you, Lemo. Dan Bewley just having bike problems as well.
Yeah, not ideal, the start. Obviously, the gate conditions, obviously preferable to the inside gates. They have an advantage as gate 4 hasn't been so good. But, there's 15 heats of racing. We need to really find a better groove. But yeah, we've had a few bike problems, but hey, Sheffield ride well. It's their home track, they know it great, but we're just not quite doing it.
And Dan is going to go on his second bike, and he will be replacing Brady Kurtz, won't he?
Yeah, so that'll be just a straight rider replacement ride right now.
How is Dan? Did he manage to have a word with him? Because picking up no points, I know he had mechanical problems in that last one, but it's not what we expect to see from him.
No, but these things happen from time to time in motorsport, but he's confident in his spare bike, so hopefully that's going to be good enough. Always challenge. You got Jack Holder of Gate 1. He's pretty good around here, so we'll see what he can do.
Well, thank you. I think I got nearly 50% of what you said. Back to you guys.
Thank you. It is a very cosy pits there, and when you've got bikes running, it is extremely noisy, so Abbey did rather well there, but it does appear that Dan Bewley will be coming out in his second consecutive race here on his spare machine. That first one not performing well. He actually was tailed off in the first race, possibly Gremlins there, gave it another go, but unfortunately it's just not worked out for him. They've got gates 2 and 4 as well, and Jack Holder and Howarth have been flying, particularly Howarth had a couple of rides and a couple of wins. So it isn't getting easier for the aces. They need a race win from somewhere, if at all possible. So 3 boys up at the tapes already for heat number 6. We're waiting for Dan Bewley to arrive on his spare bike, and then we'll have the quartet ready to go for heat number 6. Here comes Dan now. Hasn't had the ideal start. Line up for heat number 6. Jack Holder going from the inside in the red helmet colour. Rider replacement ride for Dan Bewley for Brady Kurtz. Kurtz, of course, on the sidelines right now. Tough times for the Australian. Bewley, white helmet colour, gate number 2. Carl Howarth, gate number 3 in blue, and Antti Bewley from the outside in the yellow helmet colour. It doesn't get any easier. Gates 2 and 4 not working well. Well, certainly gate 4 not working well. Bewley's got to do what Chris Holder did in the previous race.
Yeah, from Bewley's point of view, that ride from Holder will have to give him confidence. It shows him that you can make it from gate 2, so if anything, that's going to give him a little boost. Tough for Bewley, though, from 4. You have to say that, with those 3 boys on the inside of him.
Yeah, maybe a turn back or a blast round. A little bit like Pickering did. Pickering was so brave. When you're a rider, when you're full of confidence like that, he just came steaming round the outside of Bladorn and took him by surprise. Bladorn, I don't think, could quite believe he was coming that fast. But so it proved. So here we go, 23 points to 7. We weren't expecting to see that, but the Tigers have been in a terrific vein of form so far this evening. Very impressive indeed. Here we go then, heat number 6. Green lights on, tapes are up now, and we're underway. Neck and neck between Holder and Bewley. Holder makes it, running wide in the first turn. Bewley coming through in the second place, gets the better of Howarth. Howarth now charging up the inside of Bewley. Can he make it stick? Bewley has to wind it on right very wide in turn number 4. We've got Bewley at the back, but Jack Holder out in front. Bewley giving chase.
Yeah, big battle going into the first bend between the 2 big guns on 1 and 2. Holder had to be hard on the first bend, move Bewley wide. If he hadn't, Bewley would have gone round him, but Bewley's giving him no breathing space at all. You can see him pushing himself up the inside. You can visibly see the riding line now is a metre or 2 wider than it was earlier.
The track has changed quite dramatically from the opening race, but Jack Holder, as you rightly say, had to move across in front of Bewley in the first turn. He's maintained his lead. They have cleared off out in front. We've got 2 races in one here. Holder coming through. Super ride from him. Bewley picks up his first points of the evening there in second place. Got to say, Carl Howarth and Anti-Bewley were a fair way behind there. They really did stretch away out in front. Such was the pace of the 2 Grand Prix stars out in front. But Jack Holder keeping the momentum going. 27 points to 9. The Aces haven't hit double figures and still have not registered a race win so far. An incredible night so far here at Owlerton for the Sheffield Tigers. Holder out in front, 3 points for him. Dan Bewley, second place, 2 points on the board for him. Carl Howarth back in third, 1 point, and Anti-Bewley misses out in heat number 6. It's all about the first turn here, Ollie. If you can get on that dirt line, you can then dominate it. Very difficult to get back up the inside. We'll watch it again.
Yeah, we see the 2 GP boys on the inside. Holder makes the start from 1. He moves wide. He has to, because if not, Bewley will use that dirt to go around him. So he covers that line. And then after that, here we see again, Bewley, gate 2. His job here off 2 has to be to get over the top of Jack Holder. He doesn't do it. Holder's he's close. He's made a good start there from 2, but Holder knows exactly where he's going to stop Bewley's run. He moves out into that dirt line. You can see as soon as the back wheel hits that dirt, it flies that fresh, loose material up into the air. And I mean, it's hard to see. If you get that in the face as you're coming off the first bend, it's not good. And here we see Howarth puts a little bit of pressure under Bewley on the first lap, pushes Bewley wide into that dirt, but from then on the race is really quite strung out. The Grand Prix boys at the front just stretched away in first and second. Here we see Holder crossing the finish line, having a little bit of fun with a wheelie as he crosses the checker flag.
So one-way traffic right now, 27 points to 9. Heat number 7 not too far away for us.
Steady, after 6 heats, if I said at the start of the night you'd have an 18-point advantage, but believe me,
I would have taken it at the end.
I know, the night is yet young, but oh my goodness, the Tigers look strong. But we've got Jack Holder coming in for Ty Wifton in this next heat. Steady, how do you work the programme? How do you decide which riders you're going to put in for that rider replacement?
I just think, you've got to have a good feeling about who's doing what and what riders prefer what gates and where you think you're going to maximise the positions of the riders and get the most out. Look, it's no secret, Abby, you're just trying to get the most out of the heats as possible. It is difficult. We've tried a couple of different positions this year, juggling Ty's injury and different RR positions, and it is difficult. But I think we've found like number 5 probably works best, which is his normal position, obviously. So yeah, so far so good.
And Steady, I know, like you say, the night is young. We've still got a few meetings left before we go into the playoffs, but how much would this just lay down a marker when you are heading into the playoffs to have this kind of emphatic victory if you keep this form going tonight?
I actually think, so far today, Abby, it's been a really good day. Belle Vue have been really dominant at home so far this season. I think there's only Sheffield won there so far this year, and that was a bit of a rain-soaked meeting, so not perhaps a true reflection. So I think to hold them to 6 was a good display today, and carry on where we left off tonight. That's been really good. So I'm really pleased with how things are going. I just hope we can see it out.
Josh Pickering was flying around the National Speedway Stadium. It's the Holder brothers tonight that are just electric.
Yeah, look, they've been electric all season. I've got to say, Chris has probably been the signing of the season for any club at any level. He's been absolutely unreal for us this year. So if he can carry on that and the rest of the boys can chip in, then it'll be a good night.
Steady, thank you for chatting. Keep it going. Back to you guys in the commentary box.
Thank you very much, Abby. Jack Holder coming in here as the rider replacement ride. Back-to-back rides for young Jack. Joe Thompson will come in here to replace Jason Edwards, that switch at reserve. Never easy covering for rider replacement. It does keep you very busy indeed. Mechanic, rider having to work very hard. And Lidsey and Cook here for the Aces, off gates 1 and 3. They've got to do something here in heat number 7. Lidsey on the inside in white. Jack Holder out of gate number 2 in red. Gate 3 in yellow is Ben Cook and Joe Thompson from the outside in blue. This is quite a surprise for us all. These two teams are evenly matched. The Aces are just having one of those evenings so far.
Yeah, they are. I certainly wouldn't have called it like this at the start of the night. And look, it bodes really well for Sheffield with the playoffs looming. You know, they look strong, don't they? So they're hitting form at the right time.
Indeed they are. It's never easy to retain your title, that's for sure, and they are going along very nicely indeed. They lost Ty Woofenden to that dreadful elbow injury, and they've covered his loss and his absence admirably. Tonight, they are in dominant form. Heat number 7. Here we go. The tape's up. Away we go. Look at this from Holder. Absolutely fabulous start out of gate number 2. He fires himself to the front. Lindsay's there. Ben Cook now coming round the outside of a teammate. The Aces now coming through into second and third. But Jack Holder replicating what his brother did a couple of races ago. Superb out of gate number 2. On that dirt line, right out by the safety fence. Flying. He's in top form tonight, Jack Holder.
He is. He looks brilliant in front. Great start from gate 2, just like his older brother Chris did. And he looks confident, looks fast in front. He's riding really wide. I mean, that lap he's a little bit tighter than he was the lap before, but looks extremely confident in front. Belle Vue boys packing that second and third. Only a share of the points though. So Sheffield maintaining that lead at the moment.
No damage done right now. Holder, if he can just keep it going, no mechanical issues. And as you rightly say, they're going to maintain that huge lead they've got at this stage. Jack Holder flying away out in front. Super stuff from him. Cook coming through in second place. Lindsay in third. It's the first shared race of the evening. Staggering. But with that huge lead that the Tigers have got, they maintain that. It's a long way back here for the Belle Vue Aces. They are going to have to turn it around and some if they are going to put any pressure on the home team here tonight. Home crowd, they're going to be loving this as we keep going on. The playoffs are just a week or two away, and form like this is very, very handy indeed. Result for heat number 7 is Jack Holder out in front, 3 points. Ben Cook back in second place, 2 points for him. Jamie Lidsley, 1 point in third, and Joe Thompson missing out in heat number 7. But this is all about Jack Holder and away from the tape. Smashing start.
Yeah, brilliant start from Jack off gate 2 there in the red helmet colour. Gets across there, Jamie Lidsley going into the first bend, moves up to mid-track. Here we see great reaction from the start. The bike hooks up. You can see him feathering the clutch there just to keep that front wheel down. Brilliant technique. And he's clear going into the first bend. It really is a great start from gate 2. When you look at the stats, everything says gate 1 should make the start, but brilliant start from Jack Holder, just like his brother did. And once he's in front, he looks so confident, looks smooth. He's fast. He's out riding. What is he there? A metre from the fence, doing 70 miles an hour. You know, really looks good. Looks confident, and yeah, he's having fun with it as well. You can see he's relaxing on the bike. Little wheelie over the finish line, and here's Ben Cook after the race, just asking him for some tips, I think.
Indeed. It was a great display again from Jack Holder, and collectively as a team they are in a great lead here with an 18-point lead after 7 heats.
So it was 2 heats on the bounce for Jack Holder, and it's 2 wins. The Tigers just in dominant form on home shell. The hashtag SheBelle. Get those questions in and I'll ask Scotty later on the programme. Key 8 coming up after this. After 7 heats here in Owlerton, Tigers have an 18-point advantage, 30-12, as we near the halfway point of this meeting. Before we continue with the action, a reminder of other sport that you get to enjoy across the network. It includes cycling. The final Grand Tour of the year, La Vuelta, is stage 10 tomorrow, and you can enjoy it from 12 o'clock onwards on Eurosport 1. The Climbing European Championships on Thursday from 7 on Eurosport 2, and the Saudi Arabia Snooker Masters is from 11 o'clock Eurosport 2 on Friday. Let's now head to Birmingham and get the latest from Dave Rowe.
We still have a really close meeting here with the Witches edging in front with a 4-2 in Heat 5. Richard Lawson has won both of his 2 rides so far, guesting for the Witches, but Birmingham levelled with a 4-2 of their own in Heat 7. And this is Tom Brennan in red going around the outside of Troy Batchelor in yellow, one of the Witches' many guests here tonight. Good stuff by Brennan, making it 2 rides and 2 wins, with Michael Palm-Toft in 3rd place ahead of Sam Masters. And that 4-2 brought Birmingham back all square again. So nothing to choose so far between these two sides. 7 heats gone. It's Birmingham 21, Ipswich 21.
So there we go, good stuff down there at Birmingham at Perry Bar. As I say, here at Owlerton, it's all about the home team this evening. We're at the midway point now, heat number 8. Can the Belle Vue Aces do anything about this 18-point deficit they have? They really need to do it now if they're going to do something here this evening, that's for sure. It's been a bit of a whirlwind for them, with finding points very hard to come by. No race wins so far. Line-up for heat number 8 is Jake Mumford. Will go from the inside in the yellow helmet colour. Joe Thompson coming out of gate number 2 in blue. Noel Dawn, gate 3 in white, and Carl Howarth off the outside in red. Howarth has had a strong night so far with a couple of wins and a 3rd place in the big points. But Bladorn off of gate number 3 must fancy his chances. You've got to try and hit that dirt in the first turn. And then he's going to need young Jake Mulford to join him in the first turn, if at all possible. Need to turn it around somehow.
They do. I think that battle from gate 3 and 4 is key here. I think Bladorn needs to get out onto that dirt line early, like you said, and stop the run from Howarth, because if you let him on that dirt line, he'll eat that dirt up all day.
Indeed he will. No doubt about that. Carl Howarth loves it when he's got his back tyre in the dirt, bike pulling his arms off. That really does suit him down to the ground. Simon Stead and Damien Bates, the promoter, keenly looking on, must be satisfied with the way it's worked out so far this evening. We're underway in heat number 8. Into the first turn, Mulford's made a lovely start on the inside. Bladorn missed it completely. He's at the back, but look at Howarth. Howarth has done exactly what we were describing in the dirt. Charges to the front down the back straight. Mulford now coming under pressure with Joe Thompson back in 3rd place. Bladorn has got a lot of work to do. He's out the back.
Yeah, brilliant first corner from Howarth. Like you say, he did exactly what we said. He got into that dirt and he's cleared off in front. Mulford made a good start from gate 1, and he's now putting Carl Howarth under pressure there in front. Good ride from the rising star there. And at the back, you can see Bladorn now. He moves on to the outside of Thompson. Oh! And Thompson sees it coming and shuts the door.
Bladorn trying that run around the outside. Thompson just about reacting in the nick of the time. Oh, he's in trouble there. Oh, he very nearly clouds the fence. He just about hangs on. Incredible stuff here. Howarth also right out by the air fence. They're down the back straight for the final time. And the heat advantages just keep coming thick and fast for the Sheffield Tigers tonight. Another 4-2 with Carl Howarth having a fabulous evening. That's his first race victory of the evening. Really is having a terrific night, and this is a massive boost to the confidence throughout the side. Really is. Belief just running everywhere right now. Result for you of heat number 8. Carl Howarth 3 points. Jake Mulford back in 2nd place, 2 points. Joe Thompson 3rd place with 1 point there. And Noel Bladorn surprisingly missing out there in heat number 8. Just couldn't get off gate 3 and then found it awfully difficult, with Joe Thompson being very awkward, I would suggest, to pass.
Yeah, Mulford makes an untidy start from gate 1, but he actually gets the first corner first. But he elects to stay low on the first corner. That allows Howarth to have a free run round the outside, and he gets out in front. And here, Mulford does well in 2nd. He puts Howarth under pressure for the first part of the race. Here we see again Mulford from the inside, good start, stays down low on the first corner. Howarth out into the dirt. He now goes clear, and the battle at the back really between the 2 youngsters, Thompson and Bladorn, is good. Here you see Bladorn on the outside. He tries to make a move, but Thompson sees him coming. He doesn't do anything wrong really. He shuts the door. Bladorn gets a little bit out of shape there, and to be honest, it's a surprise result. You expected more from Bladorn there in that race.
Indeed, it just hasn't worked out so far for the Aces, that's for sure. 20 points behind now, 34 points to 14. It's about salvaging some pride, I would suggest, in this second half of the meeting. Unless there's a huge turnaround in form here, and the Sheffield Tigers just almost capitulate. The meeting is theirs. It's all about whether the Belle Vue Aces can start winning a couple of races and just find some confidence here at Owlerton. Heat number 9, couple of changes for you. The rider replacement ride here for Brady Kurtz will be Ben Cook. Bewley coming in as attack sub. Ben Cook, the rider replacement, he's on the inside in the white helmet colour. Josh Pickering, gate number 2 in blue. Gate 3, excuse me, Dan Bewley is the tactical substitute in the yellow helmet colour for the Belle Vue Aces. And Chris Holder will go from the outside in the red helmet colour. Now, Chris Holder is a dynamite starter. Can he do it from gate number 4? Not many people, I don't think anybody has. The first turn's got lots of grip, Ollie, but Holder is a real specialist of finding grip where nobody else can.
Yeah, absolutely. He's done it a few times for us on TV this year, and I think if anyone's going to make it off gate 4 tonight, I'd put my money on it being Chris. I mean, all he's got to do really is get to that dirt early. He doesn't have to make the start. He just needs to be in with a shout going into the first bend, and then maybe he can do something from there.
Yep, he's just got to take care of Dan Bewley here, who is the tactical substitute here. He is replacing Anti-Viewless. So they're throwing everything at it. Mark Lemon making his move in heat number 9, trying to turn it around if they can, but I suspect it's going to be a really tall order to do so, but salvaging something out of this will be very important. It was a really hard-fought victory they had to come through in heat 15 earlier today. The Tigers really did push them all the way, just 2 points in it going into heat 15. It was a very hotly contested meeting. Was expecting something similar here. Of course, Brady Kurt's withdrawing was a blow, but they just haven't performed tonight. Here we go then, heat number 9. Here we go. Tapes are up. We're into the first turn. Ben Cook makes a lovely start. Bewley's got there as well. He's in the dirt. Here we go. Belle Vue Aces for the first time this evening have got the better of the opposition. Bewley looking superb now. Just shows you the difference. The starts are absolutely crucial this evening. Bewley's half a lap in front already. Fantastic opening lap from Bewley. Ben Cook being chased hard there from Chris Holder back in 3rd. But this time, it's the Aces' turn to hit the front with their first heat victory on the cards now.
Yeah, Dan Bewley in front looking $1 million. He looks so fast. He's scraping the bottom of the fence around turns 1 and 2 there. And Ben Cook in 2nd place, holding the Sheffield boys at the back. And like you said, this will be the first advantage for the Belle Vue boys of the night. But Dan Bewley in front looking so confident.
Yeah, he is riding out of his skin. It hasn't been his evening so far, but just a couple of points to his name coming into this one. But that's all about to change now. And for the first time this evening, the Aces have hit the checkered flag first. 5-1 as well. And just what they required. It's a long, long way back. It really is. But crikey, did they need that? And Dan Bewley inspiring the troops there, that's for sure. And Ben Cook coming through as well. He was under pressure from Holder at times, but he held firm. But that man was stunning. He really is riding out of his skin right now, Bewley. Very busy man, pretty much riding every day of the week. But there's no doubt that he is in top form. Result for you of heat number 9. Bewley out in front, wins a race for the first time this evening. 3 points for him. Ben Cook back in 2nd place, 2 points. Holder, 1 point for him in 3rd place, and Josh Pickering misses out in heat number 9.
Here we see Dan Bewley from gate 3 makes a good start. He makes a good enough one that Chris Holder can't do anything from 4. The Belle Vue boys are on a 5-1 on this first bend. Cook stays low to allow room for Bewley. Bewley then in front just clears off into the distance, really. There's Chris Holder from gate 4. He needs to try and get across Dan, but he doesn't. That allows Dan to get out to that outside line first, and as soon as Dan puts his back wheel into that deeper dirt, he roars ahead, and from then on he just stretched his lead and looks so comfortable and so confident in front. Really a completely different rider than the one we've seen earlier in the night. He's had bike gremlins, he's had troubles, but now he looks back to his best. There we see again Dan Bewley looking really, really smooth, in control, in full control of that motorcycle, so confident, such a good rider when he's on form. And there he is, little fist pump to his teammate, and maybe a bit of pride on the cards here for Belle Vue now.
Yeah, so down here in the pits, Ben Cook, just a fantastic race. They've got Belle Vue there first, 5-1. He's got 2 on the trots. There's going to be a little bit of work going on with the bike. You see Mark Lemon's just changing his helmet colour because he was in white in the previous race. He's now in yellow. But the boys just changing the back wheel. It doesn't look like they're actually changing the gearing. So he's going to run with the same gear. And obviously, if he'd have run last, he'd probably want to be changing this out of the bike. Ben is just on the opposite side of the bike. The cameraman can't quite see him there, but he's just having a little tweak of the ignition there. So he may want to just flan off a little bit. That inside is really, really slick. And like boys in commentary point out, they're all racing really, really wide now. So probably just detune the bike just a little bit. But it's a couple of minutes. He's obviously going to get a little bit of fluid into him now because it's hard work out there. It's a fast pacey track. And you see Vulis is now coming to another clutch cooler. It's really important to get the clutch and try and get the engine cool. That 2 minutes goes exceptionally quick. It's a little bit of a cooler night now, but we've got one cooler on the clutch. The other side of the bike, they've got 2 what we call clutch coolers, where they're on there to blow some cool air on the engine, try and keep the engine nice and cool. But the mechanic is really important that the mechanics keep calm here, because otherwise the rider can start to get flustered. But Ben Cook just putting a little bit of adjustment, just adding a little bit more free plant to the clutch, but he seems pretty chilled. Any second he'll start to get his helmet on, get himself ready to go, because the 2 minutes is coming out quick. But if we slide around this side here, you can see the mechanic is just putting the time cover back on, so ignition has been altered. Ben Cook just having a little chat with Dan Bewley there just to suss out the lines. But a big race coming up for the Belle Vue Ace to see if they can get themselves back into it. Back to you guys in commentary.
Thanks, Scotty. Yeah, it's fast and furious down there. Ben Cook with back-to-back races here, and picking up a paid win last time. Can he replicate hit here now? He's got gate number 1 in heat number 10, with Jamin Lidsey coming out of gate number 3. Another opportunity for the Aces to salvage some pride here tonight. Jack Holder and Carl Howarth, strong opposition, but Holder has got gate number 4 here, and that hasn't been working particularly well. So can the Aces just get a little bit of momentum going here after that 5-1 in heat number 9? A chance, you've got to believe there's a chance with those inside gates here in heat number 10. Riders are making their way towards the tapes now. We've got 3 of them there digging around, doing their gardening work before they have to get on their bikes, before the 2-minute clock runs down. So Lidsey hasn't had a great night. He'll be looking for a big performance this time. So the lineup for heat number 10 is Ben Cook on the inside in the yellow helmet colour. Carl Howarth out of gate number 2 in blue. Lidsey will come from gate 3 in white, and Jack Holder from the outside in red. Doesn't get easier here for the Aces, but gates 1 and 3 have been slightly better overall tonight. Cook must have been boosted by that second place last time out, Ollie. Can he do the business from the inside? Pretty much has to, really.
Yeah, he does. He came off this gate in the last race and looked good. So, you know, he'll be confident. It's going to be tough. The Sheffield boys, Howarth and Holder, have looked excellent tonight. But like you said, Belle Vue are off the favoured gates. It's going to be tough for Jack Holder from gate 4 here. It'll be interesting to see what he can do here.
Yeah, Lidsey needs to make a half-sensible stop. He misses it, then it helps Holder. Holder can then get a nice clean run into that first corner and dominate proceedings. And if Holder gets to the edge of that dirt, we've seen it earlier this evening, there's very little to hold him back, that's for sure. So 35 points to 19 after 9 races this evening. The champions, the Tigers, dominating proceedings so far. The tapes are up, we're away. Cook's made a nice start on the inside. Got to say, it wasn't Lidsey there. Look at Holder. Oh, that's fabulous stuff from Jack Holder. Absolutely roared around the outside. 3 abreast now, going into, big crash. Big crash there for Lidsey. Tried to run around the outside. Too much dirt. And thrown onto the handlebars and just finds himself buried in the air fence. Let's hope he's okay. Tough one, that one. 3 abreast. You don't often see that going into turn 3. Not a lot of racing room there.
No, for such a fast track, there's not a great deal of room at Sheffield, and especially when everyone wants to be on the same line. So it looked like Lidsey just ran out of space there and got out into that deep dirt. The bike stopped, and he sort of flicked himself over the handlebars, really. But it was an awkward-looking crash, and hopefully he walks away.
I must say there were warning signs, as you were saying. It is a little narrow going into turn 3 here. Good to see him up on his knee. I think he's okay. He may have just been winded because he was thrown forward and his chest was actually hitting the handlebars. We'll watch it again and see exactly what went on here.
Yeah, I mean, if you watch Chris Holder, first of all, Jack Holder off gate 4 in red, makes a good start from 4, and he's out in that dirt, slingshots himself into the lead. But Lidsey's the one in the white helmet here to watch. He goes in on the outside. He's not got a lot of racing room at all. The bike picks up. The bike then picks up again, and he's running out of space. He comes off the gas, and then from then on, the bike just stops, and he goes over the bars. Here you see again Lidsey on the outside. The bike's getting a lot of traction there compared to the other boys. The bike picks up again, and then it digs into the engine, sort of grabs hold of the deep dirt. The bike comes to a stop, and over the top he goes. Awkward looking crash.
Yeah, good to see him up and about, though. Could have been worse, that, as you rightly described there, Ollie. There's just so much grip there, just no ground clearance on a speedway bike. The engine and exhaust pipe running into the dirt, and the handbrake goes on and threw him forward. But good to see him making his way back to the pits. But no luck at all for the Belle Vue Aces this evening, that's for sure. And Lidsey will be excluded from the rerun. And riders are beginning to appear for the rerun of heat number 10. I am expecting to see Lidsey come out in heat number 12, which is his next programme ride, but nothing going right for the Belle Vue Aces this evening. It's just one of those evenings where possibly when they reflect on this, they just say, got to forget that one, don't analyse it too much, bit of a blip. Right, let's get some reaction in the pits from Abby.
Jamie, first of all, are you okay?
Yeah, all good. I was committed, but I just ran out of room.
It looked like a real nasty incident, so first of all, glad that everything's all right. 3 abreast, we don't often see that in a race.
No, as I said, I was committed to it, and I didn't have much room, but you know, that's the joys of this track. You got to get in that berm, but you know, there was 3 of us wide. I didn't have much of a choice.
And you're okay to go out in your next heat?
Yeah, all good.
JMO, thank you for chatting to us. Cal, back to you.
Yeah, thanks, Abby. Yeah, smashing to see that he is A-OK. Line up for the restart of heat number 10. Ben Cook's on the inside in yellow. Carl Howarth, gate number 2 in blue. Nobody coming out of gate number 3 with Lidsey excluded, and Jack Holder off the outside in red. Advantage the home team. One-way traffic, I've said it more than once. It really has been their evening so far. Young Ben Cook under a lot of pressure here, simply has to make a dynamite start now and stop the run. Stop that run from Holder around that first corner. Here we go, can he do it? He's made a smashing start. Where's he going to go in the first turn? He's elected to go right down low. It's worked out, can Holder get there? Oh, yes he can! Holder once again, dynamite speed down the back straight, utilising the grip on the outside, firing himself to the front, and Cook just could not get enough speed to resist that. Holder's away out in front, Howarth is back in third, and it's once again a heat advantage on the cards for the home team.
Yeah, Jack Holder doing exactly what he did in the first run of this race, gets round the outside on that first bend. Cook was fair, he left him room on the back straight, and Holder managed to squeeze round, and now you can see Holder moving out into that dirt and pulling away in front.
He is indeed, he's into the last lap. Jack Holder showing tremendous form here this evening, and composure, not always easy to do it the second time. Often the fellow that hits the front is the one that loses out when they have a restart. Not this time for Jack Holder. He seals the deal there, picks up another race win. That's 3 consecutive race wins for Jack here tonight, and a paid win first time out, so unbeaten by an ace tonight, that's for sure. Having a smashing evening, as are the team, of course. And Ben Cook back in second place. So the result for you, Holder's out in front, 3 points for him. Second place for Ben Cook, 2 points. Carl Howarth back in third, 1 point. And Lidsey was disqualified from heat number 10. We'll watch that again in the first corner. Smashing stuff from Holder.
Yeah, Jack Holder makes an okay start from gate 4. It's handy when you've got no one on gate 3. That makes life an awful lot easier for you. But he doesn't make the start. He has to move up into that dirt, and as they come onto the back straight, he slingshot past Cook, who was fair with him. He left him racing room, and from then on it was Jack Holder's race. But great first bend from him. Good bit of home track knowledge. He knew where to go. He ran up into that dirt on the outside of turn 2 and cleared off.
So heat number 11, and a couple of changes here with Chris Holder coming in as rider replacement for Ty Woofenden. Number 6 there. That looked like Jason Edwards coming out here as well. I believe Jake Mulford is coming out here to replace Norick Bladorn, who hasn't had a particularly good evening. We're on board, of course, with Jason Edwards. Dan Bewley just pulling up in the wrong gate there momentarily. He's put back into gate number 2 now. Chris Holder's on the inside in the red helmet colour. Gate number 2 in white is Dan Bewley. Stunning last time out, Bewley was. Jason Edwards out of gate number 3 in blue. And Jake Mulford coming in to replace Norick Bladorn here off of gate number 4. Not ideal for Mulford, although he did make a nice start last time, but that was off the inside gate. Won't be quite as easy off the outside. But Bewley, the only rider to win a race for the Belle Vue Aces this evening. He'll be looking to replicate that here now. But Holder will be a challenge. Chris Holder, that is, will be a challenge on gate number 1. Holder has been making starts for fun tonight, and Bewley will really have to be on top of his game here.
Yeah, 2 battles in one here going into the first bend. Really, you fancy the big guns from the inside and then the rising stars from the outside. So it'll be interesting to see how this first bend plays out.
Sense it'll be interesting to see where the big guns go here if they get their noses in front. Will they charge across the corner trying to pick up the dirt around the outside, or will there be a temptation to try and trust the inside line, the shorter distance? Those are the decisions you have to make, split seconds decisions you have to make as you roar into the first corner. 39 points to 21. The Tigers are comfortable. Doesn't look like the Aces are going to really be going to do a lot about that, but still pride on the line here. Bewley's out again. Can he get his second race victory of the evening? Away we go. Bewley's made a lovely start. That's terrific. He elects to go wide. That allows Chris Holder straight up the inside. Holder's hit the dirt. Here comes Bewley now down the inside. Neck and neck going into turns 3 and 4. Bewley's got there. He gets himself to the front. Here comes Holder now. Back up the inside. Fabulous lap of speedway there from the 2 riders. Oh, Bewley, stunning start. Superb motorcycle skills to keep it all under control. He now fires himself to the front. We've got Edwards back in 3rd place, but Bewley at his very best.
Yeah, huge first lap from the front 2 there. Chris Holder pushed hard under Dan Bewley, moved him out into the outside, and Dan Bewley just kept the throttle wound on. He moved wide into the deep dirt, and he's just pulled away now.
Indeed he has. Stunning stuff from Dan Bewley. You pointed it out. Could well be 2 races in one. So it's proving. Bewley's going to win his 2nd race of the evening, and in some style. That really was quite an effort from him. Holder back in 2nd place. Fabulous first couple of laps there. And Edwards coming through in 3rd, so no damage done for the home team. A shared race once again, but there's no doubt that Dan Bewley certainly entertained us there in the first lap and a half. You've got to be on top form and full of confidence to pull those sort of moves off. I mean, you've got to have so much bravery and trust in the other rider, and Holder is a very fair rider. That's got to be said. Bewley out in front, 3 points for him. Chris Holder back in 2nd place, 2 points. Jason Edwards in 3rd, 1 point for him, and Jake Mulford misses out in heat number 11. This is all about Dan Bewley and Chris Holder on those first lap and a half. Brilliant stuff.
Yeah, Dan, you can see the 2 boys come out at the start there, and Bewley, they both opt to run wide on the first bend. Dan Bewley then turns back, moves up the inside of Chris Holder into turn 3, and an intelligent move here from Dan Bewley. He doesn't go crazy, he just moves across the front of Chris. Chris cuts back and now dives underneath Dan into turn 1. Dan elects to let the bike run. He trusts Chris, he trusts himself and his bike. He runs out into that deep dirt on the first bend, and from then on pulls away. Once he got clear, that was race over. But that first lap, incredible riding from the pair of them, really. Here you see Dan Bewley, watch him on the outside. The bike picks up, the bike wheelies in the middle of the corner there. There's no other motorsport where your bike is doing that at those speeds, and incredible control there from Dan Bewley to maintain his speed and keep the win.
And when you consider the way the night started for Dan, no points from 2 rides, he really has turned it around in some style here, just dropping 1 point from the following 3 rides. Superb effort from Dan Bewley, the standing captain here this evening for the Belle Vue Aces. So 42 points to 24. Let's make our way back down to Abby in the pits.
Yeah, thanks, Calv. I'm just by Dan. He's brushing off the dirt. Dan, quick word. Two heats that we expect you in that kind of form. Just outstanding, but Belle Vue struggling tonight here at Sheffield.
Yeah, it's all right for me, but Ben's been pretty good in the last 2. We're all having a go. We want to turn it around for sure, but yeah, we've still got, another 4 heats. So yeah, well, even if we can't win now, I'm not sure how the points are. We all want to put a good show on and show what we can do.
And Dan, just talk about the change for you tonight. It was a tough start of the evening, but these last 2 heats, the form that you've got is just so beautiful to watch when you're in that kind of flow.
Yeah, heat 1's just what it is here. I actually felt like I made a good one in heat 4, but just heat 1, sorry, but just didn't quite get across. And then not what you can do in heat 1 here. But second race bike, I don't know what happened. It just kind of stopped, changed bikes, and we've been all right since. But yeah, a few more heats.
Dan, thank you so much. As he says, there's a few more heats to go. Stay with us. That hashtag tonight is SheBelle, and I'll ask Scotty your questions later on in the programme. See you in a moment. So with 4 heats remaining, Tigers have 42, Aces have 24, 18-point advantage for the Tigers. It is the return leg, and the Tigers run the Aces close at the National Speedway Stadium. They came here with a 6-point deficit, but they looking very likely, as I almost get knocked over a bike, to take all 3 points here tonight. It's a much closer affair in Birmingham. Let's get the latest from Dave Rowe.
Yes, well, the home fans finally have something to cheer because they just recorded back-to-back 5-1s in heats 9 and 10. Simon Lambert and Zach Cook over Danny King in heat 9, and this effort from Tom Brennan, who's unbeaten so far, and Frederick Lindgren flying around the outside in heat 10 against Sam Masters and Troy Batchelor, and Birmingham with consecutive 5-1s to go 8 points in front, and then the Witches striking back with a 4-2 in heat 11. Lawson has been impressive as a guest. He has got the better there of Tom Brennan in the clash of the unbeaten riders in the meeting so far, and it's now Birmingham 36, Ipswich 30.
Yeah, I'm down here on bends 3 and 4. To my right, you can see where poor Jamie Lindsay planted himself in the fence. But what I want you to do is just see how close they are to the fence. Look at this dirt. They've just done the track grade, so they've pulled some of this dirt back down, so it's going to be lower. But you can see it's literally really slick here. This is what the boys got to deal with. There's like no dirt, and then all of a sudden, if Kelv had his dirt armoured out here, it would be pretty deep, probably a good 3 inches of dirt out here. And also, look how dark it is up by the fence. So the riders, when they're coming in here at a rate of knots, they're not only dealing with the contrast between coming from the slick to the deep dirt, but also the vision. All this dirt is up on the fence. It's hard to differentiate between where the dirt line is and the fence. And if I do a little bit of a pace here, I'm literally 1 metre off that fence. That's pretty wide. That's replicated actually on both corners, and you can see as we come around here that dirt line stays out. You'll see the riders do start to turn back down a little bit lower, but you can see right now Bewley, what a brave move this was from Dan Bewley. Ducks the elbow a little bit there, sneaks around the outside of Chris Holder, but he is so exceptionally wide coming out of that first and second bend. Hear the boys in commentary, especially Ollie Allen, saying how wide they are and how brave they are. So let's get some more action. Back to you boys in commentary.
Yeah, thanks very much, Scotty. Yeah, heat number 12 now. And 3 points here, and the Sheffield Tigers will wrap it up for the evening. They will clinch the victory. They will get the aggregate point as well, so 3 league points. And the top of the table is looking good for them right now. Of course, with the playoffs coming, topping the table, you'll have choice of opposition, and the woes of Ipswich, well, they may well be tempted to race against Ipswich. Hard on the Witches, but that's the way it's looking at the moment. As I say, heat number 12, they've got an 18-point advantage. They are very much in the driving seat. So the lineup for you for heat number 12 is Holder on the inside, Chris Holder in the red helmet colour, Antibulis back out here, gate number 2 in yellow, Joe Thompson, gate 3 in blue, and Jamin Lidsey back out here in heat number 12 in the white helmet colour off of gate number 4 after that heavy fall. He'll be hoping for better luck this time. But there's no doubt that Chris Holder will be looking to finish with a flourish here. He's only dropped, what, just 1 point tonight, and has had a fabulous evening so far. Maybe a little bit more than that. Maybe he's dropped 3 points in truth, but none of doubt, that man, Simon Stead, leading his troops here today. He will be pleased with the outcome here. Points very valuable right now, aren't they, at this time of year?
Absolutely, yeah. Like you said, it's all about finishing as high up in the league table as you can. If you can finish top, if Sheffield can finish top, I know I spoke to Simon Stead earlier. They're really keen to do that, so they get first pick of the opposition in the playoffs. So really important, and they're showing it tonight. They're really up for this meeting tonight.
They are indeed. Started like a house on fire, and they've maintained it throughout. The Aces just haven't had the answers this evening. That man there, I'm sure on the drive home, he will be just thinking, well, just got to forget about Monday night and just focus on the next one. They're racing on Wednesday against Kings Lynn. Just try and put it out of their system and get back to winning ways if they can. Heat number 12. Will the Tigers clinch victory now? 3 points required. Green lights on, tapes are up. Away we go. Chris Holder's made a lovely start from the inside. He sweeps wide. Antibulis is the meat in the sandwich there. But Holder has ridden superbly there. Comes roaring into turns 3 and 4 on the opening lap. Antibulis almost pointing his leg at the sky coming out of the corner there. I mean, that was quite exaggerated. Joe Thompson back in third, but not for long, because Lidsey has now come through into third place. But Holder smashing out in front.
Yeah, Holder looking really good in front. Great start from gate 1 as expected, and clearing off in front. The battle at the back between Lidsey and Thompson, that was over after a lap. Lidsey sneaked up the inside of Thompson and took that third place. Thompson, though, not letting it go. He's coming back at Lidsey on the inside. Lidsey will have to be aware this last lap.
Indeed he will. No such trouble for Chris Holder. He's miles out in front. Antibulis looking down at his machine. Don't think he's got... Please, not too much of a problem there. It is a shared heat, but it's victory for the Tigers. It was pretty much on the cards after 4 races tonight, when they were just roaring away. The first half of the meeting, it really did put pay to any chances that the Aces have had. And Chris Holder, who has enjoyed a smashing night of speedway here, as he has done throughout the season, in truth. He has been in sparkling form for the Sheffield Tigers throughout, and has done another fine night's work here this evening, that's for sure. Heat number 12, the result for you. Holder out in front, 3 points. Antibulis back in second place, 2 points. Jamie Lidsey coming through into third, 1 point for him, and Joe Thompson misses out in heat 12. No surprise that they've won tonight, the Sheffield Tigers, and this is largely the reason why. They've just been really sharp away from the tapes.
Yeah, they've been so much better away from the start, and then Chris Holder showing again there what he can do. He's, like you said, he's had a brilliant season this year for Sheffield. Makes a good start off gate 1, clears off in front. And here, if you see Dan Thompson, here's Dan Thompson in blue here. He ends up in a bit of a battle with him and Lidsey on this first lap and a half. Holder makes the start, moves out to the outside. He gets into that dirt line that we've spoken about and Scotty showed us earlier. And he clears off in front. Bulis in second place, and Thompson now, he comes under pressure from Lidsey. Lidsey uses this tight line on bends 1 and 2 to just sneak up the inside of Thompson. Thompson doesn't give it to him easily, though. He stays with him the rest of the race, really, but Lidsey's third was never really in danger. And here we see Chris Holder crossing the line on the back wheel. He's enjoyed himself tonight.
Indeed he has. Smashing night for him, and he'll be chuffed to bits with that. So 45 points to 27, a convincing win for the Sheffield Tigers, and they will be chuffed to bits. Okay, let's get some reaction now with Abby in the pits.
Chris, a nice little wry smile. What a great night it's been for you and the guys.
Yeah, the team's done awesome. We had a tough but a good match this morning, or lunchtime. And, you know, we're unlucky not to snag a win there, but they got us in the end. But, yeah, we're flexing our muscles tonight, aren't we?
Chris, what's it like out there when you're just, I want to say at one with the track, but that track looks gnarly.
You said it. Nah, it's we've had a bit of trouble in the last couple of weeks with it sort of getting like a bit of a berm line there, like pretty much what JMO did. I did that a couple of weeks ago. Emil obviously had that massive crash. And we're well aware that it's not good. So we're always trying to, you know, we're doing a bit extra track work to try and make it a lot more of a racetrack. And then, yeah, I had a good race with Dan, and then I was coming up the inside and I could just see what was going to happen. I was like, you can have this, I'm not going to go. If I win, I could just see us both tumbling through the airs. But no, it's all right. It's not too bad. And it's, every time they're grading it, it's getting a lot better. So that's it, really.
It's not much racing room out there, and you guys have just been fierce. But for you, Chris, your brother as well, I mean, you're just making starts for fun.
What's the name of it? What is it? Trapping for dough, passing for show or something like that? Nah, I'm a bit older now, aren't I? So I got to pick my battles, and yeah, obviously it helps if you make a good start. If you got fresh air and you can see, you can ride that edge of that line and you're okay. In traffic and you're sending it, that's what happens. You
Chris,
be careful.
You've got to be careful. Chris, thank you so much. Back to you, fellas.
Yeah, smashing interview there with Chris Holder. There's no doubt about that. Terrific stuff from him tonight. Riders waiting patiently for Heat 13. We've got a couple of changes for you with Josh Pickering coming in as rider replacement for Ty Woofenden in Heat 13, and Jamin Lidsey will have 2 on the spin here as well. He'll come in to replace the injured Brady Kurt. So Lidsey, no respite for Lidsey here now with consecutive races after that heavy fall earlier on. Actually, it was interesting listening to Chris Holder there, just describing what's been going on. It is fine margins here at Sheffield.
It is, and it's such a high-speed track. There's not really much room for error. If you know, if the track's the way it is and you have to ride so close to the fence, if you make a mistake, there's a lot on the line, really. So I think what Chris is getting at is, when he says he wants a more raceable track, I think they'd probably rather they don't spend the evening chasing the last 1 metre of dirt on the bottom of the fence. I think they'd like the track to be a little bit more sort of usable everywhere. I think that's what he's after, and that's what they're working towards. So it's good that they've got that relationship with the track, and they're trying to work that out.
Yep, absolutely right. Lidsey just making his way out to the track now for heat number 13. Heat 13 will be another clash of the big guns here, with Jack Holder and Dan Bewley, the 2 Grand Prix stars, going head-to-head for the second time. Line up for heat number 13. Bewley on the inside in the white helmet colour. Gate number 2 in red is Jack Holder. Gate 3 in yellow is Jamin Lidsey. And off the outside in blue is Josh Pickering. Pickering, who has been going along very nicely in the last couple of weeks. His form has been extraordinary. This afternoon he was in fine form. It's been in decent form again here this evening. He has run a last in his last outing, and that would have been very rare in recent times for Josh, but he'll be looking to put that right. But he has got the outside gate, but I'm expecting a big effort around the first corner.
Yeah, you know, he's got one thing on his mind here. He's got his eyes firmly set on that berm on the outside, and he's going to try and get out there as quick as he can.
He will indeed. Bewley on the inside may have something to say about it, that's for sure, but Jack Holder's made a good start from gate number 2 earlier on this evening. Of course, these 2 riders, Holder and Bewley, will be going head-to-head in the next round of the World Championship in Poland, in Wrocław, on Saturday night. Don't miss that one. Here we go then, heat number 13. Away we go, tight into the first corner. Bewley's just about got there. He's given Jack Holder a bit of a nudge there, and just about gets to the dirt in time. He hits him. He hits the front. Holder's now covering the inside because Lidsey's there. Here comes Pickering now around the outside. He's made his way into second place, but Bewley had to be pretty ruthless there in the first turn.
Yeah, tough first bend there from Bewley. He was level going into the first bend with Jack. He gave him a little nudge to get out onto the outside before Jack, and now he's cleared off in front with the battle at the back now between Lidsey and Jack Holder.
It is indeed, but another shared heat on the night. Bewley has turned on the style in the last 4 races. If he's going to win this one. He's got just under a lap to go. That will be 3 consecutive wins. Started with 2 pointless rides, but had some sort of mechanical issues there. But really has come back strongly in the latter stages. Heat number 13, Dan Bewley dominating proceedings. Josh Pickering coming through there with Jack Holder to share the race. It's a 3-all with Lidsey trying awfully hard at the back. Got close to Holder, but couldn't find a way through. But for that man, tough in the first turn, had to be. And once he got there, there was no holding him back. Brilliant stuff from Dan Bewley once again in heat number 13. So the result for you of heat number 13, Bewley out in front, 3 points for him. Josh Pickering coming through into second place, 2 points. Jack Holder going back to third place, 1 point, and Jamin Lidsey misses out in heat number 13. All about the first turn again, and that race to the dirt. And Bewley just about got there.
Yeah, you see Bewley on gate 1 here. Him and Jack Holder hit the first bend at about the same time. Jack's almost across him, but Dan gives him a little nudge there, moves up into that dirt line. He needed to get there first. He needed to get there ahead of Jack and to get that lead. But then you watch Josh Pickering here in the blue helmet. He gets that out into that berm early on. Jack Holder has a quick look for him, sees it's his teammate. He then opts to stay low and allow him to come around the outside, and they then secure that 3-3, which is it's intelligent riding from Jack Holder there. He's accepted that Bewley's in front, and he's allowed his teammate to come into second. Here we see again Bewley out in front, looking so confident. He's enjoying himself out in that dirt line. Looks in perfect control there. He's got time to look behind, and yeah, once he hit the front, he looked really, really fast.
Another fabulous ride from Dan Bewley. That's 3 wins on the spin right now. OK, let's get some reactions. Scotty's down there in the pits for us.
Yeah, thanks, Kelvin, with one of your men to watch. Sheffield captain Kyle Houth. Kyle got off to a great start tonight, kind of did a captain's role, popping out and win that Heat 1.
Yeah, I think obviously Heat 1's always crucial in it. I think just to set the mould off in the team, especially with a 5-1, it just gets us going. So, no, it was good making starts from the start. Yeah, making starts, it was nice. Obviously, we picked 1 and 3. We've seen they did look quite dominant. Looked they was going to be quite good early on, and we won the toss, and that helped. So, won that, managed to make the gate, and then moved out. And me and Jack kind of team rolled, and yeah, he helped me out.
And you did say kind of before the meeting they tried to put some more material on to try and even the starts off, because gate 3 before used to be a bit of a graveyard. So you kind of tongue-in-cheek said the boys want 1 and 3, but it's the right call.
Yeah, for sure. I think over the years, as you've known, 3 has been a bit of a graveyard, and so I've got some more material, and they put a bit more material on the track, and it's making it levelling out a bit more. Starts are a lot better now. I think you can nearly trap off from any of the starts now, so it's a lot better.
And you had a solid night tonight. You put in a great performance. As a captain, when you've got injury replacements like for Ty Woofing and stuff, does that put a different role for you, in terms of trying to pull the boys together and everything?
Yeah, I think after these boys, they race all over the continent. You've got a world champion and former Grand Prix rider in Jack. I don't really have to tell them what to do, and it's more like me asking them for advice. But as a captain, just doing what I can do for the boys. There's a great atmosphere in the team. There's a good team spirit. And just keep doing what we're doing. I think it's great that we're catching a good bit of form coming into the business end of the season, like any team wants to. We're coming into form, and we had a good away win at Ipswich. We had a tough one this morning, obviously, to go to a last heat decider and just get pipped on the line. But I had a bit of an off night there, an off morning, and it cost us. But it was nice to come back here, have a good meeting and regroup, and put a really good, solid performance in 1-7.
Yeah, but you regrouped tonight, let's say got off to a solid start. And like you say, as a captain, I suppose, there's boys in the team that have got more experience than you perhaps, but having that little bit of fun has definitely helped.
Yeah, for sure. And with these, with Chris, and they're just so relaxed, and it's nice to learn off them boys, because they've been at the top of the game for a while, and just to have that. And like I said, there's a great atmosphere, and coming to the end of the season, the business end, as you know, it's nice to have that in the team.
It certainly is. Well, thanks for chatting to us. Every day's a school day. Back to you guys in commentary.
Yeah, thanks, Scotty. Yeah, smashing night for the Sheffield Tigers this evening. They pick up all the points. We've got a couple of races to go. Aces racing for pride, and of course, winning races is what it's all about. You'll want to try and go home with something after a disappointing night this for the Belle Vue Aces riders. But as I say, in truth, when they reflect on the evening, I suspect that they've been in good form, the Aces. I suspect that this will be just a blip, and they'll be hoping that Brady Kurtz can make a speedy return to the side, and they can be at full strength moving forward. So riders making their way forward for the heat number 14. We've got Antivulis here. He will replace Jake Mulford, and a rider that is no question has been a plus for the Aces. Line up then for heat 14. Edwards is on the inside in blue. Ben Cook out of gate number 2 in white. Josh Pickering, who's yet to appear, he will be coming out of gate number 3 in red, and Antivulis will go from the outside in yellow. Not the night that the Belle Vue Aces will reflect on with a lot of good thoughts here, Ollie, but they've got a meeting on Wednesday where they've got to put it right.
Yeah, as a rider, if you have a night like tonight, it's always it's nice to bounce back quickly with another fixture, so you can sort of quickly forget about a night like tonight and build some confidence again.
Absolutely right. So 48 points to 30. Heat 14, 2 races to go to complete the evening. We could well see Bewley and Holder going head-to-head again in Heat 15. That will be worth waiting for, and that's for sure. Josh Pickering here in Heat 14. He, if this is his last ride, he will certainly want to finish the night off with a win if he can. And Antivulis, well, he's been in and out tonight. They have switched it around. They've tried awfully hard. Mark Lemon really has done everything he possibly could, but it's only one rider has won a race for them here this evening, and that is Dan Bewley. Can Ben Cook win Heat 14? He'd dearly like to. He's shown some good form in the second half of the meeting, that's for sure. Here we go then. Heat number 14. Tapes are up into the first corner, and Ben Cook's made a nice start, but round that inside Edwards has ridden nicely. Look at that from Pickering. Pickering hunched over the handlebars as he always does. Absolutely stunning stuff from him. He must have looked at this and targeted, I want to finish with a win. Right now, the Sheffield Tigers once again are dominating proceedings with Pickering and Edwards here.
Yeah, great first bend from Pickering, classic Pickering, brave on the outside, and Jason Edwards tucking into second place. He's under pressure here from both of the Aces, really. Cook putting under a lot of pressure, but Edwards riding a smooth line, a sort of mid-track line, holding on to second place at the moment. But now Ben Cook, is he diving? He's diving up the inside. He's having a look.
He is indeed. They got close. Edwards had to slam the door shut because Ben Edwards, with a lap to go, is trying everything he knows to try and get the better of the young English rider. Certainly Pickering is just cruising out in front. Edwards has ridden well here, you know, because Ben Cook was quicker than him, but there's no doubt that Pickering finishes in style, and you've got to give a lot of credit to young Jason Edwards there, having resisted the charge from Ben Cook when it looked for a moment that Cook was going to slip up the inside going into turn number 3. Complete dominating performance once again for the home team. Another 5-1 for them, and Josh Pickering finishing his night off in fine style with a win there with 3 points to his name. Jason Edwards with a strong ride there in second place, 2 points for him. Ben Cook back in third, 1 point. Antivulis misses out in heat number 14. Pickering was away, but a good battle for second and third here.
Yeah, Cook makes a good start from gate 2, but he doesn't go wide enough early enough to stop that run from Pickering. You know, if you've got Pickering on the outside of you, where he's going to want to go on that first bend. So I'm surprised there by Cook, and that allows Edwards to sneak round the inside on the first bend and take that second place. And from then on, it really is quite a battle between Cook and Edwards. You see there, Cook trying to force his way up the inside of Edwards, but really everywhere he went, Edwards sort of had him covered. He rode quite a conservative line, but a clever line, and he had every move that Cook tried to pull covered. And there we see Pickering enjoying himself with a big wheelie after the race. Great night for him.
Indeed it was. Smashing times for the Sheffield Tigers. Let's get some more reaction with Abby in the pits.
Yeah, the Tigers have been in absolute dominant form tonight. As much as Belle Vue have tried, they have not had an answer. We have got one heat remaining. It's a big heat 15, and we've got the hashtag with his she-bells. So any final questions? There's a lot of questions coming in about the starts, but I will ask Scotty about them later on in this programme. Heat 15 coming up. With one heat remaining here in Owlerton, it is the home side, 53-31 to the Aces. It has been an emphatic performance from the Tigers. But as I said, we still have heat 15, and I see Mark Lemonett smiling with Scotty, so hopefully he's not too despondent. Scotty with the team managers.
Have a little look through the programme, and Lemo was just seeing if they added up the same, and I said I could add a couple more points on for you. But Mark, all seriousness, you had a good performance this morning, but coming in tonight, Sheffield never really gave you a chance to get back in the meeting.
No, we just didn't have enough firepower early on, and obviously, Dan's obviously been sensational after those first couple. But you talk about things that decide how the flow of the night goes. Gate choice probably clearly had a bit of an indicator there. This 1 and 3 working early on, but nonetheless, we need 6 or 7 guys, but 6 for tonight, firing, and we just didn't have the depth at all, which is is really the contributing factor to the scoreline.
There's always lessons to be learned. So how important is it for a team to kind of learn from tonight but put it to bed and move on?
Well, obviously when we kind of realised that probably the result was beyond us for a win, we've been working as a unit to try and find a better setup, and I think it's been a bit clear we've actually got a bit closer to the mark. So you've got to adapt and learn all the time. So the track was changing, and there's a big fast wide line out there, and I guess we just weren't committed enough.
Well, you do have gate choice for heat 15, so can you tell us who you're going with and what gates you're going for, please?
Yeah, sure. We're going to take gates 1 and 3, and I'm going to put Ben Cook of white in gate 1 and Dan Bewley in yellow off gate 3.
Okay, thanks, Lemo. Best luck. Simon, quickly come to you, mate. I just said, Lemo, you never really give him a chance. You hit him hard early on and dominated all night.
Yeah, look, it's been a good meeting for us. I thought our display this morning, this afternoon was pretty good at Belle Vue. Only come away with a 6-point loss there. They've been so dominant in their own place. So we started the day well and we pushed on. It's been great to look at the scorecard and seeing the contribution from everywhere. So yeah, really happy.
Good stuff. Lemo's got the choice. You've got gates 2 and 4. Can you tell us what ride he's going with, please?
Chris Holder in red off gate 2 and Kyle Howarth off gate 4 in blue.
Thanks, lot steady. They've earned their spot. But before we get to heat 15, let's head over to Birmingham, get an update from Dave Rowe.
Yes, where the Birmingham Brumbies are celebrating their first victory in 13 Premiership meetings, and here is the match-clinching moment. Zach Cook in heat 14, reeling in Troy Batchelor, battling with Jordan Jenkins. At this stage, the home side led by 6 points. They traded 5-1s in heats 12 and 13. Lindgren and Brennan took a 5-1 over Lawson in heat 13, and in 14, Zach Cook flying around the outside of Troy Batchelor on turns 3 and 4 to maintain a 6-point advantage with 1 heat to go. The Witches did take a 4-2 in the last race, but Birmingham have won it with Tom Brennan scoring paid 16. Zach Cook the hero there. Final score, Birmingham 47, Ipswich 43.
So a terrific victory there, a much needed victory for Birmingham. It's been a tough, long season for them. One more race to go here. Heat 15. It's been the Tigers' night. That chat with Simon Stead and Scott there just pretty much summed it up. They rode well this afternoon, but they really have turned on the style, and the Aces, a night that they won't want to remember for too long. Heat 15. Chris Holder out here with Carl Howarth. No real surprise to see Chris. Howarth has had a smashing night as well. Real good bounce back. He didn't ride as well as he would have liked this afternoon, so great to come back here and do the business. Heat number 15, Ben Cook will go from the inside in the white helmet colour. Chris Holder, gate 2 in red. Dan Bewley, gate number 3 in yellow, and Carl Howarth from the outside in blue. Hasn't been their night, the Belle Vue Aces. We're going to see much, much better performances from them. They've just got too much quality not to. And but can they finish it off here? Quite often we do see it in heat 15. They come away with a 5-1.
Yeah, I mean they've got the favoured gates. Ben Cook and Bewley are riding well. They've certainly been Belle Vue's top 2 riders. So it'll be an interesting lineup for heat 15. Really, it'll be interesting to see how it goes. It'll be tough for Chris from gate 2, but he's made it from there already tonight. So it'll be interesting to see if he can do it again.
Yep. Bewley will be a hard man to beat. He's got the bit between his teeth in these last 2 or 3 rides, that's for sure. And his ride last time when he roared around the outside, the previous time, that was a stunning move. Got the better of Jack Holder last time with a forceful move up the inside. I'm sure he'll want to finish off with a win here in heat 15. Ben Cook, there's no question he has been the second best rider for the Belle Vue Aces this evening. But Howarth and Holder have done well. They really have had a terrific night, both of them. So's that man. No wonder he's smiling. He's always got a lot to say, old Pico, isn't he? But he is enjoying his speedway right now, that's for sure. Final race of the evening. Which way is it going to go? Can the Aces get a little bit of a consolation here in the final race of the evening? Oh, not like that. Might have been some movement there. Certainly there was movement from Bewley in gate number 3, but did Howarth jump a little bit on the outside? Did appear that Bewley touched the tapes there. And I'm not quite sure whether Carl Howarth... Yeah, he does move first and he catches it.
Yeah, you could see from Howell's body language there that he knew it was him. He touched the tapes first. I think he caught it with his helmet.
Sorry, Ollie, the exclusion light is on straight away. So Carl Howarth unfortunately ends his night there with the tapes catching his peak there, just moving a little bit too soon, possibly feeling the pressure of gate 4, I would suggest, with Bewley underneath him.
Yeah, he'd have known he had it was a race to that dirt line between him and Bewley, and he would have been, you know, sort of on guard for that, and really, you know, his nerves would have been, yeah, he would have been very nervous about that, and possibly that made him a little bit jumpy, and he went too early and caught his peak on the tapes. But yeah, it's a shame for Howarth to end his night that way. It looks as if he might be going in off 15 metres, possibly. It looks like he's staying out there, so...
Yeah, could well be on the card. Simon Stead just coming across to have a chat to him to let him know.
Yeah, it looks that way. I mean, he's ready to go. Why not? The Sheffield Tigers have got nothing to lose, have they? They've won the match, so we'll see if Howarth can do something from 15 metres, if that's indeed the way they go.
So Simon's just run back into the pit area just to see if there's another rider available for him, one of the reserves, but so Carl Howarth now looks like he has been withdrawn, and it looks like he's going to be replaced. Not sure who that's going to be. I'll bring that information to you as soon as possible. But not the way you would have wanted to finish the night. Looks like it's young Jason Edwards coming in here for heat number 15. Rode well, actually, in his last ride to pick up a 5-1 with Josh Pickering. So an opportunity to go out with the big guns in heat number 15. Here he comes now. I've got to believe that Howarth just must have felt that he needed to make a bit of a flyer there off the outside.
Yeah, it can happen when you're that desperate to make a start, but even more so off an unfavoured gate, you can tend to be a little bit twitchy with the old clutch.
Restart of heat number 15. Ben Cook on the inside in white, Chris Holder gate number 2 in red, Dan Bewley in gate 3 in yellow, and Jason Edwards coming in here as the reserve rider to replace Carl Howarth. He'll go off the outside in the blue helmet colour. Let's hope that they all behave themselves and we can get the 4 laps completed here now in heat number 15. It's Carl Howarth was actually in the running for the rider of the night. He may have just spoilt that, but he has had a decent night. It might be going another way. I'm not sure if you're going to change your mind at all, but I know it's not ideal. But
I'm going to let him off that last race. We'll forget that didn't happen, and he's had a good night.
He has indeed. So we're going to stick with the captain of the Sheffield Tigers, Carl Howarth. Is our homologato rider of the night. So here we go then. Heat number 15. Green light coming on now. Tapes up. We're into the first turn. Cook's made a nice start. Certainly Chris Holder has gone charging across the first corner. That's smashing from Chris Holder. That was textbook once again. Bewley's come through into 3rd place to get the better of Edwards, but that was just a lovely first corner from Chris Holder. Just poetry, but Bewley's got himself into 2nd place now. He's going to give chase. Holder's out in front. Bewley winding in on in 2nd place. Watch him go.
Yeah, I don't think this race is over yet. He's got the bit between his teeth and he's chasing Chris Holder down. It's a great start, great first bend from Chris Holder. Dan Bewley's quickly moved into second place and is setting after Chris. Chris won't be allowed to relax in this race for a moment.
No, yes, absolutely. He's going to have to wind it on throughout the race, but Holder has responded. There's no question about that. He's sticking it in the dirt. He knows Bewley's there, chasing him down, but Holder winding it on. We've got Ben Cook back in third, but this is a lovely ride from Chris Holder. He really made that move his in the first corner. That seals the deal. And Chris Holder finishes in fine style there. Bewley did everything he possibly could. Didn't get away as well as he would have liked off of gate number 3. Just couldn't quite get to Chris Holder, who finishes the night off at a gate number 2 with another stunning ride there and a fabulous move in the first corner that saw him through to a terrific victory. A rider that has really rediscovered his mojo and his love of the sport, coming back to Britain, and great to see him riding as well as ever. Holder out in front, wins heat 15, 3 points for him. Dan Bewley, second place, 2 points for him. Ben Cook back in third, 1 point in third, and Jason Edwards failing to score.
Yeah, tough one there for Jason Edwards being thrown in off gate 4 in heat 15. But there we see Chris Holder makes a good start from 2. Ben Cook actually made the start, but Chris Holder was first to run up into that dirt line. He gets clear. Here you see Dan Bewley. He's already moved up from 4th to 3rd. He then moves around the outside of his teammate Cook on turn 4. He's out in that dirt, and at this point it looked like he was going to try and hunt Chris Holder down, but Chris stayed wide. Here you can see how wide the boys are riding. Dan Bewley must be his back wheel's a metre from the fence, if that. He's lifting his leg there, trying to avoid the roost from Chris Holder. But Chris looking brilliant in front, and here you see him crossing the finish line on the back wheel. A rider doesn't do that unless he's feeling confident and he's enjoying himself. So it's great to see Chris riding like that again. Brilliant.
Super night for the Sheffield Tigers. Let's get down to Abby.
Yeah, it has been, and the boys have gone out for a deserving lap of honour. When we come back from the break, we'll have analysis and some interviews. Stay with us. The final score here in Sheffield, an absolute dominant display by the Tigers, 56-34. The final result wore the roses. It was the return leg, so they pick up all 3 points. Now, football time. The Champions League playoffs continue this week, and TNT Sports will be broadcasting 6 ties live across Tuesday and Wednesday. And then on Thursday, Manchester City, Arsenal, Liverpool, Aston Villa and Celtic all discover their fate in the draw for the all-new league phase of the UEFA Champions League. Watch the draw, as I said, 4:45, TNT Sports 1 and Discovery Plus. And also, you can see Richard Hammond's workshop, and that can be streamed on Discovery Plus. Let's head to Perry Bar for the final time tonight and get the latest from Dave Rowe from Heat 15.
Where Birmingham have brought an end to a 12-match losing sequence by beating Ipswich by 47 points to 43. There was a great consolation for the Witches with a 4-2 in Heat 15, won by Sam Masters with Richard Lawson in third place. The two sides do meet again at Foxhall Stadium on Thursday, where the aggregate point will be in play. But the big thing for the Witches, they've got to sort out what's going on with guest riders and their injuries. Will we see Emil Saifutinov again this season? We should see Adam Ellis and Keenan Rowe. They will get stronger, but they will need to regroup. Tonight was about Birmingham. Tom Brennan outstanding with 15 paid 16. The home side sign off for the home victory. Birmingham 47, Ipswich 43.
Thanks, Dave. I'm with Rider of the Night, Omologato Rider of the Night. You put in a captain's performance to earn yourself your Omologato watch at Phil Morris is going to present to you now. Well done, Kyle. So it's got the time on there, so it teaches you not to go too soon at the start.
I need to learn to tell the time. No, that Heat 15, really frustrating. I don't know when the last time I touched the tapes, to be honest. So frustrating, but yeah, my fault, and take it on the chin.
Yeah, it happens, mate. Put it out of the way now, but a fantastic team performance. Everybody mucked in. Simon said, your team manager, what's kind of his been take? Obviously, we can see here, Heat 4, you make a fantastic start there, go straight to that dirt line, and track conditions maybe a little bit greasy early on, but settled down. Yeah,
I think the weather's starting to change now, and obviously it's getting a little bit colder at night, and this track is renowned for staying a little bit greasier later on. So it just in the meeting early on, it was a little bit greasy on the outside, but as it turned over, it got a lot better.
Well, thanks a lot for chatting to us, mate. Well done on Rider of the Night. Abby, over to you.
Thanks, Scotty. Oh, Carl Howard does make me laugh. Okay, this is their standing. Sheffield Tigers, 41 points now. Belle Vue, 36 in second. Leicester Lions, third on 34. Ipswich Witches getting another loss this evening against Birmingham. So they are your playoff teams. Scotty, so much speedway coming thick and fast. We'll be back in action next Monday, and we'll head to Kings Lynn, where we'll see where Leicester finishes in the playoffs.
That's it. I think it's just that race for the top now, isn't it? I mean, Sheffield put in a sterling performance tonight, but let's see what happens.
Tigers were absolutely in dominant form. The hashtags I know I have been asking, we'll roll them over to Kings Lynn. Make sure you join us there next Monday in Kings Lynn. Bye for now.